that. Good morning, everybody. It's 7 a.m. on Wednesday, September 29th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 79. Coming up today on OTB, presented by All-Star Toyota, UL head football coach Billy Napier will join the show at 7:15, and Matt Flynn is in studio at 8 a.m. We also had the latest edition of Would You Rather Wednesday coming up at 8:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN or by subscribing to our YouTube for new content every day. Remember, you can also check us out on Cox Sports Television. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in OTB on this Wednesday, September 29th. Danny, I see you shaking your head back there. You already know. It's here, okay? There's no more fighting it. What, are you going to gatekeep till Friday, Danny? We know that on this show, the weekend begins on Wednesday, okay? And so if that is the case, and the weekend marks the start of October, then this is the beginning of spooky season, objectively speaking. Okay? Can we all agree
I
on that?
thought you changed the weekend start to Thursday.
No.
Because I brought it up Wednesday one time. You're like, nope, too early.
Yes, you need to, I'm going to treat you like I do my daughter. You need to put on your listening ears, Danny. I said the weekend begins to begin. So the weekend does not begin, it begins to begin, okay? The devil is in the details, my friend. Stick with me. I'm going to teach you a lot. But, okay, are you willing to accept that this is the beginning of spooky season?
No, it's not the beginning yet.
Jesus.
I bought
Number
2
first.
bags of Halloween candy last night. It's spooky season.
Feels pretty spooky to me, dude.
It's spooky season.
You eat
Danny,
all that candy,
I'm
it's
usually
usually something-
aligned with Danny on this one. I've got to unfortunately agree with T-Bob.
Until I start using off-the-bench Halloween graphics. It's not
Which,
spooky
okay,
season.
if
I
those
bet.
aren't in place, I mean, because I know you got some probably pretty fire ones ready to roll, especially with all the 80s horror that you could draw from. But if those aren't in place by Monday, Danny.
Yeah, I do have Halloween OTB graphics.
Okay, there we go, dude. I can't wait. Let's go. Entire month. I've already been watching some fun, scary stuff.
Bad ones. You've been watching bad ones. You're just ready to go.
Yeah.
Not bad ones.
I thought Fear Street could maybe be good. It's all right, I guess. I don't think I'm going to watch another one, though.
It's horrible.
The fact that there's 3 and you're done after 1.
Yeah, but then Chuck hit me with that.
I finished 1 and I was like,
Yeah, exactly. So you're in the same boat.
yeah.
Even though Chuck did kind of make me, maybe he was like, well, the third one's actually the best one a little bit. So, but I don't know.
Look, if I got to get to the third
That's
one.
what I'm saying.
I mean,
Like, I'd rather just rewatch like Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween or
Scream.
Scream. Yeah, I haven't seen Scream in a long time. Oh man, Scream.
Like the original, like the first one, not before they started.
I don't know that I've
David
ever had
Arquette, the main guy. Just don't do that.
Hey, well, chill out.
Don't do that.
I used to love David Arquette.
Yeah,
growing
I
up
did
back in
too,
the
because
day.
I was immature and childish, and like, yeah, that was funny.
What was the wrestling movie?
Oh,
Ready
to Rumble?
Ready to Rumble.
with
Yeah, WCW
Yeah.
too. It wasn't WWE. It was
Oliver Pratt.
Goldberg coming. I don't know.
Oh.
I only remember Arquette in it. The point is, I don't know if I've ever had a bigger disconnect between a movie in terms of how much it terrified me as a kid versus how just obviously funny and kind of purpose. Like it's like Scream to me was very serious and horrifying as a child. As an adult, you see it for the great kind of satire that it is. Either way, scary movies are in the air. We're feeling good. And right now, let's go ahead and dive into some headlines.
OTB headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. Barbecue Guys, for those who are born to grill. Visit bbqguys.com to learn more.
The New Orleans Saints are preparing to return for the first time ever to the Caesars Superdome. Sunday, noon. It's going to be crazy. And the early Vegas line reflects that as these Saints are 7.5 to 8-point favorites over the New York Giants. This is just a week removed from being 3-point underdogs up there in New England where they put on a show. Look, Demario Davis, if you watch that pregame speech for the game the other day, he knows what this team means to the city, to the state. I would almost take the Saints by 1 million on Sunday, given that environment and who they're going to be trying to impress.
They're going to have to make sure my man Jameis doesn't get too hyped because it's going to be one of those atmospheres that can get you almost too excited, right? You get out there, maybe you play outside of your body a little bit, but I got faith in them. I think the Superdome is going to be at peak Superdome, which, as I told y'all off the air, I mean, it is a top 3 NFL stadium without question. When you're a visitor in there, it is very difficult to get anything done, especially when you're trying to make audibles on the line. That's why last year we saw teams come in there and have more success than they really ever had before. So can't wait for it. The New York Giants are a bad football team. You're playing better. You're getting more healthy. And just imagine, like you said yesterday, T, you're sleeping in your own bed.
Own bed.
Like you get a chance to get into your routine. You were gone for 28 days away from your house. And that's not training camp. That was playing regular season games. So I'm excited about it. I'm with you. Saints by 1 million. I don't care what the spread is.
Yeah, I don't know that I fully appreciate it, or I don't know that we're fully appreciating the Saints 2-1 start, given all the craziness that they've had to deal with. It is truly spectacular. And I mean both on and off field. I'm talking about like injury adversity and life adversity. In LSU football news, Derek Stingley Jr. remains questionable for this Saturday's game. Reportedly going to see a doctor this week for a second opinion. Hopefully they get that done sooner rather than later. A little more about what to do going forward. Not feeling great about it. Dwight McLaughlin did an excellent job of filling in last week. And in a game plan that I would think would involve a lot of man coverage, potentially. Dwight going to be relied on once again.
Yeah, Auburn is someone who fired their receivers coach at the beginning of this week. It's a position they've really struggled. But I do agree you're going to be tested more just because you'll be in some more man coverage situations. Obviously, it's not great news with Derek Stingley. We saw him on a boot on the sidelines on the weekend. If you're wearing a boot all week long, that's obviously a very bad sign. Don't know where it ends up. Don't know the severity of the injury. But again, if you're wearing a boot that long, obviously, and you're talking about the word surgery, getting a second opinion, we'll see where that ends up, but it doesn't feel good.
And a little bit of college football news. This is just very random, but it does stand out to me a little bit because I think it's kind of funny. But Notre Dame in trouble in 2022 as the Irish have agreed to play BYU in Las Vegas October 8th, 2022. As we said, we all know the Cougs dominate Vegas. What are they, like 11-2 now?
Yeah.
You're going to go meet them in Sin City?
Yeah. Bro, you don't think Catholics know how to do Vegas?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, how great is this? You have the Mormons versus the Catholics in Las Vegas. I mean, it does not get better than that. I can't wait for that. It's either way, though.
Losers had to switch to the other team's religion.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm letting y'all touch that one.
Conversion game.
Yeah, I'm out on that one.
Instead of racing for pinks, we're racing for theological pinks. You gotta come over to the side. It's like the Spanish conquistadors. You better convert or die. Oh man! In LSU basketball news, LSU's gonna play an exhibition game against Nicholls State in Thibodaux, 1 p.m. October 23rd. So Will Wade met with the media yesterday. They're starting practice on Friday. The reason why this Nicholls State game is important is that all proceeds and donations collected at the game will go to hurricane relief for the Thibodaux and Homa area. So if you're down to Bayou, you want to watch LSU, you want to watch Nicholls, you want to go out to Nicholls State, 1 p.m. October 23rd. Again, first LSU men's practice begins Friday. Right now, they got boot camp going on, 3 days of grueling conditioning test. If you don't pass test, you don't get the practice.
I was talking with Coach Wade on the sideline of the Central Michigan game, and like when I brought up like kind of boot camp and conditioning, he had like this Grinch grin on his face, like it slowly just went up, and I'm like, I love that. I love the fact that he knows he's got this boot camp program that just beats the hell out of you. to get you ready for the season, because that's what you have to do. You have to do that to be ready for the season.
Interesting note, Greg Golden, no longer in. I didn't realize this.
Yeah.
The old strength and conditioning coach, he has entered the private sector. So Lauren Green takes his place. He was the athletic performance coordinator and analyst at San Diego the past 3 years. He's been an assistant for the Brooklyn Nets and the LA Dodgers in the past as well. In LSU soccer news, the ladies have tumbled in the rankings to 24th after an 0-2 week. Dropping games to Ole Miss and UJ. They will travel to Alabama 7 p.m. this Friday to try to right the ship. And finally, a bit of Kim Mulkey news here. LSU practice set to open to the public and the media today, 2 p.m. at the PMAC. You want to watch the multi-time Hall of Fame coach and her first ever official practice of the purple and gold? You want to go to the PMAC at 2 p.m. today. And finally, whatever. I don't care about baseball, but this is pretty crazy. I read a headline that the Cardinals won 17 games in a row.
Why don't you care about baseball?
I'm just being honest. I'm not saying like don't care about baseball. I don't. If you love baseball, hell yeah, dude. Like, are the Braves going to make it? Are they going to make the playoffs? How you
They're
feeling?
leading the East right now. They're playing the Phillies, who are in second place in the East. The Braves are now 3.5 games in front of the Phillies because they beat the Phillies last night.
Okay.
Will Smith made it a little dicey, but it's okay. He ended it with a strikeout of Freddie Galvis. Let's go, Braves. Let's get into the postseason.
Chop, chop,
Everything else is lanyard
chop, chop,
with the
chop
injuries
on.
you've had this year.
Chop, chop, chop.
Yeah, 17 in a row. That's wild.
Do they still do that?
They
still do
secured.
the chop, chop?
I don't know if they do the chop
Okay.
anymore.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, 17. What's the record?
That's
Is
wild.
it 21, 22, something like that?
The A's have it right from
The Billy Bean?
Yeah.
Moneyball?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Mario, do you know? I
Where's
feel
Hunt
you're
Palmer
a
at?
random
Hunt, get in the
fountain of
huddle.
Sports knowledge at times.
No, he doesn't. His baseball's not as good. But they've secured a wild card berth, though, after when you win 17 in a row, you're probably going to make the postseason.
Yeah. They secure the wild card berth, which it's so weird to me how teams I get why you celebrate. Baseball is such a grind. You should celebrate entering the postseason. But winning a wild card spot feels so weird to me now just because all you've guaranteed is one game. and then you gotta see what's gonna happen. All right. Those are your headlines. Coming up next here on OTB. Let's talk to the head man from UL football. We got Coach Billy Napier stopping by, and then we'll look forward to the college football and NFL weekend as a whole. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
If you were born to grill, you have to go to Barbecue Guys for all your grilling and outdoor living needs. With the largest selection of top grills and outdoor products and best-in-class customer service, Barbecue Guys has it all. Visit bbqguys.com. That's bbqguys.com. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to therelaxationcompany.org, therelaxationcompany.org, TRC Massage on Instagram. Go see him out at Pelican Point in Gonzales. Great location. Okay, The Relaxation Company. You want a massage? You want to treat yourself? Look, man, maybe some of y'all are getting ready for this weekend, which is going to feature a late night Saturday bender into an early Sunday turnaround for an NFL game. You want to get your mind and body right for that bender? Go in Friday, right? Maybe go treat yourself. Go get you a little massage, some crowd treatments if you want. Whatever the case may be, support local family-owned business at The Relaxation Company.
Yeah, T-Bob gave you the Instagram handle. That's important because they always update it with specials or whatever they've got going on, and it's always something. And you know you're going to get the best customer service with that over at Pelican Point. So just go check them out. We promise you, you're going to love it. You can schedule your appointment today. They have available openings now, 225-725-4239.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's.
It's week 5 in the prep football season. We get you started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview. Catholic High and Lafayette Christian kick off at 7, immediately followed by a full 2 hours of the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, CST, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Off the Bench. T-Bob, Jake, Martin, Danny hanging out with you today. And right now, it is my pleasure to be joined by one of our favorite people. Used to talk to him weekly. And that is UL head coach Billy Napier. Done a hell of a job over there in Lafayette with that Raging Cajun team, just getting better and better. Huge game coming up this Saturday night, 3-0 South Alabama. A little Fun Belt battle. Coach Napier, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Jacob, T-Bob, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, okay, so we're going to start, though. Before we look at the game or anything specific, I came across this. This is pretty wild. I mean, we've been talking about Levi Lewis for a few years now. Levi Lewis is 4 touchdowns shy of now breaking Jake Delhomme's school record for career touchdowns. Jake Delhomme, I think, there's 64. Lewis is at 61. I guess my question is, like, first off, what has Lewis meant to you and this team and the kind of growth y'all have experienced together through the years? And what are y'all going to do when he breaks it?
Well, you know, from a leadership standpoint, Levi Lewis is exactly what you like to have in a quarterback. You know, the guy really sets a great example for his teammates, you know, in terms of how to work in the off season, how to prepare during the season. And he's been very productive. There's no question. He's the alpha in the building. He's a tone setter and a guy that's had tremendous success. We certainly wouldn't have made the progress we've made here without him. And I think he's playing some of the best football of his career so far this year. You know, I think we've put better skill players around him. He's playing confident, and he made some big plays this past Saturday to help us win.
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you about the overall health of the Sun Belt. It's something we talked about way back when we had you on in the summertime. But where is the health of the Sun Belt from when you took over? Because you've got a top 15 Coastal team. Y'all have certainly done y'all's part. UL Monroe looks like they're improved. South Alabama, your opponent, which we'll get into, they're 3-0 on the season. So what's the health of the Sun Belt look like compared to when you first came into the conference?
I think the football's gotten better. I think it continues to be competitive not only within the league, but I think the resume outside of the league over the last couple of years speaks for itself relative to how we've competed against the other G5 leagues. Certainly the Power 5 opportunities and wins to be competitive and even win some of those games has helped us. But I think the universities have invested, and I think the personnel's improved and the coaching's improved. So it's a challenge, and I think this year in particular is going to be extremely competitive.
Yeah, and then you look at this Saturday night, Coach, and it looks like it's going to be extremely competitive as well. As we keep talking about South Alabama, you're looking for your sixth conference road win in a row. South Alabama really handling Southern Miss early on, now 3-0 on the year. What is the film showed? What kind of challenges does South Alabama represent?
Well, the first thing is they've always had talent. They've always had big, fast, long, physical, explosive players. They've got a veteran team coming back. They've added 12 or 15 transfers to the roster. And they've got new leadership. Kane Womack has come in from the University of Indiana. He was the defensive coordinator there. They hired Major Applewhite to run the offense. And they're doing good things. I think statistically played really well 3 games into the season. They were open last week. I think in general they've got good team speed. So they're good on special teams. They've got a really good kicker. The combination of offense, defense, and special teams, I think it makes them a formidable opponent for sure.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the maturity of your team and certainly your quarterback, and I wanted to ask you with your opening game and you fall short there and you kind of build up that game all season, but then you don't blink and then you roll off 3 straight victories. Like, who have been some of the leaders on the team outside maybe of Levi Lewis, the quarterback, that have really stood up and stood tall to help you go on a 3-game winning streak after having disappointment there in the opener?
Well, we've got a really good group of leaders. One of the things that we do during the summertime, we break our team into 9 teams. We have 2 captains of each team, so that makes up about 18 guys. We give them opportunities to lead their team during the summer. We give them an opportunity to get up in front of the team and give a team talk on different topics that are maybe important to our culture. And I've seen that pay off. That's something that we did differently this past summer. So I think we've got good leadership. I think I've seen them take ownership of the team. We certainly have kept our poise, played through the ups and the downs of each individual game and certainly throughout the season. So overall here, we've got a good core group of veterans that are doing a nice job of leading the team.
Well, yeah, and Coach, it's interesting because it's a core group of veterans that have affected an 11-3 season, a 10-1 season. So this is a team that is used to dealing, or at least has built up kind of the burden of expectation, and it can be a bit of a burden sometimes. So how have you prepared these guys, and how are these guys handling all of a sudden now, entering a year where instead of from coming out of nowhere, people are expecting you to be a force?
Well, I would like to think that our standards and our expectations are, higher than maybe anybody on the outside, But I do think it's important that we focus on the things that are going to help us get the result. I think sometimes we get caught up with maybe other people's opinion of what we should be doing, rather than focusing on each day. What is the task at hand that's going to help me get the result that I want? I mean, we've got to be process-oriented and not result-oriented. I think that we've got players in the building that have been through the good, bad, and ugly, right? They know that our in-house process works. They bought into that. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep doing the work, and you'll get the result on game day that you want. So I've seen our guys stay focused on the task at hand. I think you're right. We're certainly in a different place than maybe 3 years ago when we took over here. So it comes with the territory, right? And I think it's just another set of problems, and it's our job to come up with solutions and manage those problems.
Hey, Coach, one last one as you get into Game 5 of the season. Is there one maybe point of emphasis this game you'll be watching for, knowing that your guys maybe have the ability to do it and you'd like to see them improve in maybe this phase of the game against South Alabama?
I think there's a lot of areas in our team where we've had bright spots each week. I think the big thing for me is I'd like to see us get closer to playing a complete game. I think so far we've kind of had to win the game in different spots. Every win we've had so far has been a team win where maybe we've made up for not performing in an area by performing well in another area, right? So we're still searching that complete game. I think it's important that we start fast. We started a little slow last week, especially on the road, right? I think it's critical that you get off to a good start. And then when you get an opportunity in the second half and you're up 2 scores, you got them on the mat. It's important that we finish, right? I think we had an opportunity to do that last week. So, overall, we're still searching a complete game. We're very much a work in progress. We've done a lot of good things, but can we put it all together, right? I think we're very capable of being a dominant team when we do that, right? But we've been too inconsistent, in my opinion. So consistency as a whole is the big emphasis at this point.
Coach Billy Napier, UL Raging Cajuns this Saturday night traveling to South Alabama, battle of Fun Belt teams, interconference. 3-1 versus 3-0. Let's go. Going to be an exciting one, Coach. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, guys. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Yes, sir. Coach. You too, Coach Billy Napier. I love what he just talked about there with it's something that we've talked about a lot, kind of, or at least theorized about a lot, where when asked about, the success of the last 3 years, to go to 11-1, whatever it was, and the burden of expectation, saying that it's just another set of problems.
Yeah.
And you have to come up with solutions to the problems. Because that is exactly, I think, what got LSU into trouble, is when they achieved ultimate success, instead of there being no problems, it's just a new set of problems. And I don't think LSU answered those well. Right now, though, I think LSU is in the process, or right now, though, it's kind of flipped to where now Coach O's kind of in a more familiar spot, right? One where your back is against the wall. Mm-hmm. And even though everybody's kind of counting you out, you have to get it done. And traditionally, this is where he has thrived the most. And they look like they're improving right now. It's one of the reasons why Saturday for LSU, it means so much, dude. This is kind of the entire – and maybe this is just going to be every week with this LSU team, given the no margin of error that UCLA presented you with. But it does feel like the season could turn. It's kind of balancing on a knife's edge, and it could all turn based on Saturday's result.
Yeah, but you are right about them being able to thrive whenever their backs are against the wall. The obvious ones you point to, you lose to Troy, you come back and you beat Florida on the road and you beat Auburn at home. And in the Auburn game, you're down 20-0. Then here comes Russell Gage and DJ Chark, and you run a jet sweep to Stephon Sullivan, who's played snaps at defensive end in the NFL, right? You find a way.
Those are crazy calls.
It is a wild way to live, but if you can thrive in it, it's very interesting to say the least there. And real quick, last point on UL. A lot of people are wondering what Billy's going to do. Is Napier going to take this job, that job? And he's 31-12 in his 4 seasons at Louisiana Lafayette. So, it feels like he's just waiting for a certain job, but it also feels like he's pretty at home. I'm not saying he's going to stay there forever. I realize the dollars and cents of this part. But every time I talk to him, I'm like, man, this is a guy that enjoys where he's at right now.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me, even though this isn't a great maybe foil for each other because Kirby was an assistant, but it's clearly someone who does really enjoy where he's at, very secure in his job. And so I think he realized this is not a coach feeling like, okay, I'm kind of doing this with a little bit of smoke and mirrors. So, if a bigger job comes along, I got to get out of here, right? This is not that. This is a coach who feels like he's really built a consistent foundation there, and then he can kind of take each job offer as for what it is, and not have to jump like wasn't like Tennessee interested in him.
Oh, man, he's
he
Tennessee,
has the security,
Auburn, South Carolina, Mississippi State, all
exactly, and so he has the security to be like, actually, you know what, I'm not so sure.
I love it, though, because a lot of coaches, in fact, like 99% of them just jump at the first opportunity.
Yeah.
Like if an SEC school calls, they don't really care who it is. They're like, yep, I'm going. Like we have seen that. Like, and I know there's some people. You talked to like Derek Dooley when he was at Louisiana Tech. He was the head coach and the athletic director at the same time. And you talk to him, he's like, maybe I jumped at Tennessee a little too quick.
I was just about to say, Tennessee has become a graveyard for coaches' aspirations.
So Billy Napier's like, no. I'm good where I'm at right now. I've got a good veteran team. We're winning, and people are excited about it. I'll go when that job comes, but until it does, I'm not going to coach at South Carolina.
Think about how Tennessee has ruined Dooley, Pruitt, Butch Jones. I mean, all these guys are punchlines now. And, Hoiple. Good luck, man. All right, when we get back, let's look at this weekend, man. Let's look at the SEC slate as a whole coming up this weekend. Really, all of college football. We got a certified banger of a weekend coming up. That's what the kids say, right, Danny? Certified bangers. That's what all the cool hits are, like the new Drake CD. What's it called, Jay? The new Drake CD?
You think
Drake album?
Yeah. No, we don't say CDs anymore.
I guess, CDs anymore.
Isn't it called Scary Hours?
Like CDs is just for another way to get to a
called
joke.
Pregnant Emojis, I believe, is the name of the album. Either way, the point is it's a really good
Loverboy.
Certified Loverboy. There we go. It's a really good weekend slate of games. Keep it here on OTB.
Yeah. Certified Loverboy.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Certified Loverboy.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. If you love Off the Bench, you love All-Star, or you should, because All-Star is one of the key forces behind making this show happen. You see the signage up in here. You hear me talk about him every day. Again, Off the Bench would not be able to operate in the manner that we do without our friends at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. So go if you're looking to rent, you're looking to buy, new, used, 2021, 2020. You want that Toyota Care Advantage, just go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly buy a new vehicle. You can trade in and get great value for your pre-owned vehicle. You can check out their pre-owned vehicles over at All-Star. They've got a great selection. You also can check out the rentals. So it's per-day pricing. It's fantastic pricing. It's going to be much better than the big retailers, national retailers out there. We can promise you that. You can do it even for 6 hours if you need something to haul something. They've got it all. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I'm feeling good. So good. I just thought you should know.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person. Connecting.
Wednesday's Hunting Hill coming at you. We'll go to the Plains of Auburn to see what's going on with Brian Harson's program, and we'll also hear from Ed Ogeron on the SEC Coaches Teleconference. That's all Wednesday, noon to 2. Hunting Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, welcome back. Off the Bench. Thanks, Coach Napier, for stopping by. You have Jake Martin hanging out with you today, and as y'all know on this show, Wednesday, we've officially turned the page. The last weekend of football is but a distant memory. The next weekend of football, a shining city on the hill full of potential and joy and sadness and pain and love and heartbreak. Everything riding on this upcoming weekend. And so let's go ahead and start to look at this weekend's college slate. I know we're going to do this from an SEC perspective, Jake, but I do got to start with a little Friday night matchup that your boy's in love with. And I not that I know how it's going to play out. I know who I'm taking here, but I don't know that it's a good bet. But number 5, Iowa at Maryland. Why in the hell should you care about number 5, Iowa at Maryland? Well, I mean, it is top 5 team in the country in Iowa, but I had no idea. So I started reading about this matchup. Maryland's pretty good this year, Jake. They got some edges to them. They got some thorns to them. They're 4-0 right now. Talia Tagovailoa, remember him transferring over there a couple of years ago to his little brother. He's balling. He's completing 75% of his passes, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick. Maryland has a top 30 scoring defense in the country. The reason why this is intriguing, Iowa, again, who I love, and they made me money this year, so I'm into them. Iowa's offense is horrible. Spencer Petras, their quarterback, is not very good. They're a literal bottom 15 offense in the country. So Friday night matchup where you already don't really have football to watch. I think this game's going to be great. I'm taking Iowa minus 3.5, but don't feel great about it. You got anything?
No, I'm trying to concentrate with RG3 with 2 big stuffed bears with helmets on top of their heads, a big blue one and a big pink one, but in studio on TV. But to go back to what we're talking about, because that was a distraction, Iowa is a football
weird
team.
decor choice.
It's very weird.
Sure.
I'm not really sure about it. I've got questions.
It feels very anime. It feels like heavily Japanese influence.
Yeah.
Which, hey, okay. Now you're talking about language.
Teach their own.
Although everybody loves Squid Game right now. It's like blowing up Netflix. There's a new show. I think it's called like Alice in Borderlands. I tried watching an episode last night. It's Japanese, not Korean. Not as good. You should watch Squid Game. What do you think about Iowa, Maryland?
I love the point that you make about Maryland has played really well on defense so far. Iowa just doesn't have a great explosive offense. Obviously, their style of football is play defense, try to run the football, hit a couple plays down the field when you have your opportunities. Maryland does have one real win, in my opinion, against West Virginia to open up the season.
Who's turned out to be pretty damn good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the game against Illinois, they won 20-17, and Illinois beat Nebraska to open the season, but they haven't been great really since then. You take care of Kent State last week, so this game's at Maryland. Maryland's playing really well at quarterback. Tagovailoa, you mentioned it there, playing really well. 10 touchdowns, 1 interception.
75%
Iowa kind of struggled with Colorado State a little bit last week as well. And if you'll remember, Colorado State lost to Vanderbilt.
We're not overthinking it, though.
They do have a common opponent, Kent State. So Iowa beat them 30-7.
Yeah.
Okay, so Iowa beat them 30-7, and Maryland beat them by, let me see if I can pull it up.
Law of transitive sports properties.
37-16. About same.
Okay. Wait, yeah.
I guess Iowa's 20,
who technically won that?
Well,
I can't do the math.
Iowa's 23 points, and Maryland, T-Bob, 21.
1.
There you go.
Oh, good job. Nice work. Okay. I mean, look, I'm saying don't overthink it. Iowa's been beating the hell out of Big Ten teams. So I get crafting an argument for Maryland, but you better be damn sure of that argument in 3.5. Right? I mean, you better be damn sure. Can't wait for that Friday night. Now let's get into that Saturday SEC slate, Jake. How about this? 11 a.m. top 10 matchup.
Yeah.
Number 8 Arkansas in Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia, going against Georgia against number 2, 8-2 in the country. Wow, 8-2 must be a close spread, right? Georgia's favored by 18.5. Out of principle, even though I do think Georgia wins this game and probably wins it by double digits, out of principle, because they've rewarded me so many times this year, I think I got to roll with my swine overlord, Sam Pittyman, once again. Sam Pigman.
I think you being an offensive lineman, you just, by law, you have to.
I mean, dude, 18.5 to the team that just ran through Texas?
CD and I, on pregame in the SEC, we actually recorded it yesterday. We were on different sides of this. He thinks 21-point victory for Georgia. I think 14-point victory for Georgia. So we both think Georgia wins the game. To me, Arkansas plays the same style that Georgia does, and we kind of joked it's just like the great value style. And that's not even a disrespect to Arkansas. It's just Georgia plays that style so well. They play it better than anybody in the country. Arkansas, to me, plays so damn hard and physical. They won't allow this to get totally out of hand. They'll be in the game longer than most people think. I'm talking third quarter. I think there's still a chance for them to make a move in this game. I think overall depth just takes over for Georgia, and they win the game by 2 scores. Arkansas is a real football team, though. I hope people do realize that they have a style and a way that they do things, and they're really good at it. I mean, we could talk about their front 7 on defense, who I think plays harder than anybody in the country. KJ Jefferson, it doesn't always look pretty, but he gets the job done. They can run the football. They can throw the football with big plays. It might not be consistent. It might not be 23 of 25. You might have a stat line where you're 7 of 15, but you throw for 200 yards. Right, that's what they did last week. They hit big plays in the passing game because they have that ability. But Georgia's depth, think about this. Like Jordan Davis, they're very talented defensive lineman, All-American, SEC Media Day, the whole deal. You know how many snaps he played against Vanderbilt? He was fully healthy.
How many?
9. Because that's how quickly that game got out of hand. And 8 of those were on defense. 1 was on offense.
Yeah, JT Daniels played 1 quarter, I believe.
So you're talking about a rested football team for Georgia. So it's not a great matchup. Being on the road, Arkansas's had a couple of dogfights already where they've had to get up for those games. Certainly they're going to be a little tired, a little sore from that Texas A&M game. That was a physical game. But they hang in there a little bit longer than people are giving them credit for.
The big test here is on Georgia's offense, right? Because they had the horrible showing against Clemson. They've been on a friggin' tear the past few weeks against lesser opponents. But Barry Odom's a beast. Like you said, he has this defense playing as hard as anybody, and Barry Odom has consistently had a ton of success as the Arkansas DC. So to me, yeah, if Georgia covers, then the offense will have passed the final test, and you can fully buy into Georgia, I think, as the SEC favorite, as the national champion favorite, if they were to come out there, and if this Georgia offense was to just roll and make it look easy. So because I said take Iowa and Arkansas, Steve Miller says to take Maryland and UGA. Got it. I will say this. It's the first time that I've ever put effort into NCAA football gambling, like actually reading and trying to figure out how I really feel about games. Been keeping track of it all in the document. Went 6-2, 6-3-1, 6-5. So on the year right now, 18-10-1.
There you go, T.
Fade at your own risk. That's all I'm saying, dude. And I'll continue to hold myself accountable. I'm going to keep this record throughout the year. If it goes south, it's going to go south.
Hey,
but
you're
we'll
being
see.
humble right now. It's okay. Like,
we'll see.
You're not the guy who always champions when he's right, but I'm allowing you to tell people, like, hey, here's my bets.
I just know, though, that the same way that the matchmaking gods come for you in video games when you get a little too fat and cocky, the gambling gods do as well. And cold streaks happen. But it's been okay here early on.
So, real quick, this
yeah.
one, the over-under is 48.5.
For
Arkansas
Georgia?
has allowed 14 points per game. Georgia, 5.8. Any thoughts on the over-under?
I'm not comfortable enough mess with over-unders yet. I don't know. I just don't know the scene well enough. Like, that just feels like a terrifying number to me, right? Because I could easily see like 31-14 or something.
Did I just hear thunder again?
I think so. Yeah. I think isn't it supposed to like storm like 6 days straight or something?
That's the trash.
I don't know. That's the trash.
That's trash.
Yeah, okay, good call.
Okay, good. I got some flag football games I got to get in tonight, okay?
I don't know. I told Megan Making Money was asked about weather on Saturday, and I was like, I don't know, dude. I don't check weather. I just take the weather as it comes. Like, whatever the weather will be. So I might as well just whatever. I should probably start carrying an umbrella, though. That'd be pretty good. Do you carry one in your car?
No.
Oh, okay.
I always have a hood on.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like you've really made it to adulthood when you're carrying around a responsible umbrella. I'm not there. Does anybody in the room carry around an umbrella?
I can see Mario carried around.
I thought Danny would be the only one.
Hooking it on his wrist. I thought Mario.
I actually might have one in my trunk.
Okay, okay. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, I just keep one in my car.
I told you, Danny's responsible. Film production guy, got all the equipment, always with him, ready to roll.
You gotta have umbrella for the ladies when you bring them anywhere.
Wow. See, Mario, you're learning.
That's the only reason I have an umbrella in my car.
Mario, you are learning new things every single day. I had no idea you had to have an umbrella for the ladies.
Yeah, I don't ever use it for myself.
If this is a Levitard show, we should put a poll up. Is it true? Do you have to have an umbrella for the ladies? Let me know what y'all think in chat. All right, we'll close out hour one. We got Flesh Street coming up. Talking more about this SEC slate coming up this week. And keep it locked at OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to DonaldsonGlassandBody.com, DeVolGlassandBody.com. We've been, man, you talk about your day one people. Donaldson Glass and Body been with OTB even long before I was with OTB. So the true OGs. And they've been serving Donaldsonville for even longer, since 1977, Jake. Anything that you needed for your vehicle, Devo's got your back. They've grown so much in those interim years, and the reason why is because their customers are consistently satisfied. So bottom line, you get an accident, insurance company can't tell you where to go. Police can't tell you who gets to tow. The answer to both is DG&B.
Yeah, he's right about they do it all because, like paint and body shop's the best in the state. We both tell you that every single day because it is factual. Also, if you just need an oil change, you can go right there across the street. They've got you taken care of. If you need a windshield repair, they can do that. If you need a replacement, they can certainly do that. They've got all the machines to be able to handle that. All the new sensors. You got to have this technology. They have it. DGBauto.com. DGBauto.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person. Connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary. Mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So
Coming up on a Wednesday edition of Early Line, we talk Ole Miss, Alabama with our favorite Rebel alum, Ben Mintz of Barstool Sports. Plus, Tyler Moody of the Demon Sports Network joins us for some MLB picks. Join us at 2 p.m., 104.5 ESPN.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What you say?
What?
What did you say? The third receiver? So we're talking about whether or not Cooper Kupp's the best receiver in the NFL right now.
I said playing the best.
Yeah, playing the best.
That's a different conversation than the best receiver.
Statistically, he's the best.
He's got 367 yards on 25 catches and 5 tugs.
Okay. 5 tugs?
5. Averaging 122 yards a game. Yards after the catch of his 367, he's got 174 after the catch.
Does he have a game where he's caught 2 touchdowns?
Oh, yeah.
But just 2, not 3, but like a game where he's caught 2? Because you could call that game 2 tugs, 1 cup if you wanted to.
After yesterday, I think I'd chill out with the ones where you got to be careful how you say it.
Well, I mean, that's not one where you have to be careful how you say it. That's just one where you do not ever want to Google.
He had
that is
don't.
actually a reference
Do not
to.
do it. He had 2 against Tampa, 2 against the Colts, and 1 against the Bears.
Okay, so it's 2 tugs, 1 cup. That's all my man does. Shout out Coop.
Yep.
Okay, I got to. Okay, speaking of random NFL thoughts, I got a random NFL thought that our listening audience might be interested in. The Cincinnati Bengals, Jake.
The Bengals?
Pretty set up. They have a pretty nice run here. So they sit here at 2-1.
Yep.
Got the Heinz Field monkey off their back. Did y'all know this? The Bengals ended. So how ironic, given the offseason conversation for the Cincinnati Bengals. On Sunday, they ended the Steelers' streak of 75 consecutive games with at least 1 sack. Not to say they passed. I mean, it was, and partially it's because they threw the ball 19 times. Okay, so there weren't many opportunities for sacks, but still, pretty good job by the O-line there. I mean, Burrow time to throw. Also, the Bengals are 2-1. 5 teams in the NFL right now are 0-3. The Bengals get to see 3 of them over the next 5 weeks. They got the Jags on Thursday Night Football. They got the Lions. They got the Jets. Even if they were to lose the other 2, you're talking about a 5-3 Bengals team. Likely, you're probably looking at a 6-2 Bengals team potentially here. So shout out Joey B and Jamar Chase, dude, getting it done in the AFC North, kind of changing the narrative.
And that's only going to get better, in my opinion, because as we've seen, I mean, Joe got back so quickly from his torn ACL. I mean, he had multiple things going on in his knee, and he is starting to get back into that groove. He's starting to see everything at the right speed. He's starting to deliver the football before breaks. Just watch out for the Cincinnati team. I mean, they're really good at receiver, back, quarterback. Their offensive line is improved because they did make some signings. Even though they didn't draft the guy a lot of people wanted, they still signed a starter from Minnesota, and they spent a lot of money on defense. The Bengals.
Again. Oh, yeah, their defense is surprisingly good. Again, though, Penei Sewell, how many touchdowns he caught?
Zero.
How many sacks has Jamar Chase given up?
Zero.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Bengals fan. Hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Flestering. Coming up now.
We'll see. Hadn't seen him.
I texted him last night, but he's getting old. So he may be starting to forget things. Doesn't have the energy he's quite had in the past. Well, I would suggest he head over to RejuveMeMedical.com or go see one of the physical locations, Denham Springs, Baton Rouge, Metairie, and just go have the consult, okay? Figure out exactly what's going on. Meet with the lifestyle specialist. Get your labs drawn. What is your body and mind telling them you need in order to feel like your best and most youthful self? Then let them create a fully comprehensive, customized plan for you, and you reap the benefits of youth. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Yeah, I know you have HRT questions, and that's why we always tell you can set up that consultation, and they will answer anything that you might have. A couple of ways to do it. RejuveMeMedical.com, top right of the website. You can request that consultation. Also, just pick up the phone. Like, whatever question you might have, say, hey, here's what I have going on. Can y'all help me out? And they can. 225-230-4200.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from eTel Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning, everybody. It's 8 a.m. on Wednesday, September 29th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see clear skies with a high of 79. In case you missed hour one of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Still to come on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio, and we had the latest edition of Would You Rather Wednesday. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or by subscribing to our YouTube channel for new content every day. You can also check us out on CST. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome in hour number 2 of OTB.
And that beat kind of dropped a little bit.
You like that? I always try to wait on that little
What was it?
down.
Remember we went through the phase when we were doing radio at night when it was, what was it? Oh, trap music.
No, trap music's
trap
got
music was
the
good.
most,
Yeah.
outside of dubstep, even though actually maybe it's right there with dubstep. Yeah, the drops and trap beats are
What's really
crazy.
incredible is when you get the Christmas holiday soundtrack Trapped. It's fantastic.
We did Frozen Trapped one night.
So that was really good.
Uh,
that was actually that.
There's
that,
a bunch of great trap remixes. I think one of my favorites probably Mad City. If you ever heard the Mad City trap remix, the drop on that
Let's
is
play it.
insane. I don't know where
I miss nighttime radio, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
6 to 8 was
Get away
the
with
time slot.
whatever you wanted.
Oh, still do.
I mean, we do on Wednesdays for an hour.
I
but, like,
can.
yeah.
Yeah, like when you were
They
talking
can't
about
fire
Sylvester
me.
Stallone doing softcore porn. Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know that I miss nighttime radio. There's something to be
You
said
were
for
late though.
Yeah, 8 to midnight, which was such a weird schedule because then you're up till like 3 a.m. playing video games because like you don't want to go to sleep right after work, right? Like you're juiced up.
You want to
You're,
have
like,
some
hyped up.
adult time to
You're
yourself.
taking like
yeah.
tons of Vyvanse and coffees. How are you supposed to sleep, right? But yeah, I guess you could do kind of whatever you wanted. Welcome in. This is Flestering on Wednesday, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We got our boy Matt Flynn that comes and hangs out with us. And, shenanigans.
I'm
normally
drinking a nice
ensue.
cold My High right now.
I told
Hydrating
you-
this morning.
I gave you a free
I
shout
had
out.
a little bit of a headache this morning because I was a little dehydrated.
I'm continuing
Feel
to
great
slam
now.
My High constantly,
Not because of what you're saying.
Oh.
24/7. Yeah, just being a parent, Jake. Try it sometime, okay?
You don't
With all
even
of your,
know.
Yeah,
you just let your wife take care of everything while you just gallivant around coaching football and doing radio.
Who am I coaching?
Jeez, what?
Who am I coaching?
Well, you're not coaching. That's what we just talked about. You're an analyst. So don't try to up your title all of a sudden here. So you're barely
Analyst or
showing up.
coaching?
Do you like the title analyst of the flag football team or quality control?
I think quality control.
I like
Quality assurance?
control, so. Or I like analyst.
Hey,
Y'all got a big game coming up tonight, though?
Hopefully.
I don't know. It
Hopefully.
just rains so much.
There's only supposed to be one coach on the field. I'm just putting that out there for all kindergarten teams. They're listening.
Okay. I heard a little bit of this drama through the grapevine.
Putting
Maybe
it
a
out
team
there.
against y'all was
One
trying to
coach.
sneak a couple coaches on the field.
Yeah, one coach.
Maybe one of y'all's staff was serious enough to send a letter to the commissioner reminding about the one coach rule. I mean, I don't want to cast stones. Do I think that's a little crazy? A little bit, but hey, here's, I don't know. That's just me.
I'm just quality control. I don't get to send letters.
Okay.
They don't allow me to do that.
All we do is smile and we cheer and we hug the kids.
That's right.
Yeah,
We
well,
actually
you're the
did,
quarterback,
yeah.
so when you lose, it's literally your fault.
Uh-huh.
And I guess you're not the head coach, though. So I don't know who the head coach
Hey,
is.
Matt overthrew one. It's not a big deal. I just told him, hey, that's not Donald Driver out there. It's Memphis Hester. Get it
It's like
down a little
Memphis.
bit.
Let's go. Let's get a few inches, buddy.
I mean, yeah, like he probably quit running on the route.
Yeah, he
That was
does.
the
Yeah,
problem.
for sure did.
Oh,
It was,
Memphis, you gotta.
Oh, jeez.
Do one of these.
Push it. You gotta use your leverage. You gotta keep the safety and then
That's right. Fighting that one out. You can't let them undercut you.
All right. Well, good luck tonight, boys. I hope it goes better than the last time when the team brought it to Flynn and Hester, beat him down, embarrassed him.
Actually, they
sad.
They scored like on the last.
The whole crew was talking about it.
Those kids had fun, man. Those kids just.
It was a fun game.
Both teams. I mean, every time we play, it's so fun to watch them. Like, just their emotions. They wear them on their sleeves. It's great. Like if your kid, like if he gets a flag pulled, even though he had like a 20-yard gain, just like their faces melt. They just cry and they think they should score every time. It's so fun.
Yeah. So I hope. I know it's been a no practice week because of the weather. Hopefully, you can get in tonight. Coming up this hour, we're gonna do a little Would You Rather Wednesday coming up next. If you want to go ahead and get your Would You Rathers in, Matt, any thoughts on LSU Mississippi State?
Super pumped we won.
Okay. Hell yeah.
That's the first thought. I'm a fan.
Already we're off to one thought this week. It's a great start.
I thought that, there's a lot of improvement, obviously, from everywhere on both sides of the ball.
Let's talk about Max. I did the LSU football podcast. Great job yesterday. I was accused of being overly defensive of Max, but I feel that like I'm just wondering where our perspective is now, because like people are like, oh, what about when Miles was about to do this or that? I'm like, wait, are we really like we're talking about benching this guy? Like doing his six game as a true sophomore is second in the nation in touchdowns. It throws like 3 tuds every game. Like I guess. Where are our heads at? Now I feel like if you were to get 2018 Burrow this year, people would want to kill him. Like they would straight up want to kill him. That's how kind of warped we've become a little bit. I'm not saying Max is perfect by any stretch, but what did you think about how Johnson played on Saturday?
Doesn't Max have as many touchdowns right now as like Joe did in 2018?
He might have more. I don't even know if Joe hit 15 in 2018.
Was it 14 or 16?
Yeah, it was like 16 or 14.
It's kind of the evolution of just offenses in general in college. Even last year, Miles for the first 3 games had the most passing yards of any LSU quarterback ever in the first 3 games. It's the evolution of college football, offensive philosophy, and just the mentality of teams that it's always pass first or setting up the pass with the run. That's the mentality of it.
So how do you feel Max is doing then in that modern setting?
I think Max is doing a really good job. It's college, so you're going to question decisions all the time, and it's super easy for us to watch TV and question it after the thought, a decision that's in the heat of battle. But I hear the Max, is he going to be the starter all year? All these things, and it's crazy to think where we have come from the last decade of LSU to saying that. Now I get watching. He's not the sexiest quarter. Like he doesn't have this big, beautiful, tight spiral arm every single play. But you don't have to. I've said it like I've run out of breath saying that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to have that to be a successful quarterback, especially at the college level. So I'm excited about what Max is doing. Obviously, everybody responds to him really well. And after the first couple of games of the season, people were like, "What do you think of Max?" And I'm like, I don't know. You can't judge any quarterback based on the poor pass protection that we were getting and the lack of identity as from an offensive scheme in the first couple of weeks. So you cannot judge a quarterback. Just like on the other hand, you can't judge a quarterback because he's leading the SEC in touchdowns or whatever it is. You can't judge a quarterback based on stats in the first 4 games. We played McNeese. It's just – you just stats can lie a lot, but what you see when Max plays is a guy that has control of the offense. When things are, when everything is somewhat normalized in a football aspect, from a pass protection standpoint, from a schematic standpoint, he makes the right decisions. He, for the most part, makes accurate throws. His deep ball is okay.
Yeah,
it's going to get better the more confident
he gets. You got to keep practicing it. You can't shy away from it.
And the more confident he gets in his receivers and the game plan and his decision to go deep and protection, all that stuff, everything gets better. But, of course, he's got the talent.
Is that a confidence thing? Because I was talking about it like on the one interception he threw, he did have his feet set. He had one-on-one coverage, and he left it short.
It's a confidence thing to rip it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
to
saying.
rip a
To
go
rip it
and
and
try
just
and
let it
like
rip.
to throw it accurately and rip it to where I know it's going to hit this guy in stride over the outside shoulder.
Yeah.
Now
Which he did against Central Michigan a couple of times.
Did-ish. But
The first one was
a
short.
lot of,
Yeah.
It was a lot of 50-50 balls.
Yeah.
And you kind of get into when you have success doing that, it's like, okay, we had success, so let's throw. And I think we talked about this last week. I had a coach in the NFL that was, do not throw the ball out of bounds. Don't try to be perfect on a deep ball. Throw it to where your guy's a chance. But I was like, man, this is the NFL. We should be trying to throw it perfect as a quarterback. Like, we don't want to throw it. We don't want it to be 50-50. I want it to be 70-30.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. I might overthrow this every now and then, but it's not going to get picked. There's just a difference in mentality. But in the college level, you can get away with it. But you saw this past week, we had one picked. That was kind of like that against Central Michigan. It wasn't. It is a confidence thing, though, to sit there and be able to rip it and know I'm going to complete this go route 40 to 44 yards down the field. It's going to hit him in stride. That's a confidence thing. For sure.
And so it's one of those things where I hope, and I don't think it did because how he responded, but I hope that picked off deep ball doesn't make him shy away from it. Like, because the only way to get better is to keep practicing.
I don't think so, because I think you can get kind of overconfident in the 50-50 balls in a game like Central Michigan, and hopefully that kind of interception against Mississippi State's like, all right, I better start ripping these in the SEC.
Good point.
Yeah. I can't throw it up. You know, I better start trying to drive them and be more accurate on my deep ball.
All right. Well, okay, there you go. Last one here, because I got an argument about this as well. Do you think he was throwing a Keyshawn Butte on the Cole Taylor touchdown?
You got to remind me. I got to see the clip.
Okay, maybe show the clip. We'll show the clip during the break.
But I was
Jake,
drinking some White Claws when I was watching the game. Hadn't watched the rerun.
So I was watching it from the end zone. And
I mean, you know.
I get you. I was watching the end zone, and to me, just watching his eyes and knowing, I saw Cole Taylor go ask him, hey, what do I have? Like, what's my route?
Yeah.
And he told him. So just with him telling the route and kind of throwing it in a spot more than to a guy, that's why I think that he absolutely was throwing it to Taylor coming on the cross.
Who caught it?
Cole Taylor, 87 right here. Coming a little cross route. Boom.
Oh, yeah, he was throwing it to him.
All right, there you go.
As quarterback, you always throw to the guy that caught it. I threw a pass against was it Auburn? I think it was Auburn. I was throwing it to Dixon, and Early caught it, or maybe it was the other way around for like a 50-yard gain. And I was like, "Yep, bam,
yeah,
what a read!"
Just like I planned it, dude.
What a read, baby!
Just like I planned it, dude.
But if he told him what route to run before the play, because he did come ask him, and he basically ends up in the same spot as Keyshawn. That's the only reason. And just kind of seeing how he floated back a little bit and just put.
I did not see. I'm with you. I did not see the definitive proof that he was 100% going to Keyshawn like Orlovsky.
Do we have a
people
end zone
in the
copy?
LSU football pod?
I'll pull up end zone during the break.
All right, let's go to break.
I don't like the way his head's looking. Not gonna lie.
Chill out. Get your would you rather's in. Get your would you rather's in, and we will answer them next. Also, we'll try to get an answer to this question as well. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. I got my 2020 Toyota Sienna murdered out minivan, the Mom Mobile. Get it? Mom murdered out mini. From All-Star Toyota.
Yeah,
and I absolutely love it. Okay.
I didn't get it.
Thank you. See, exactly.
Oh, was that the company?
Exactly.
Not the company.
You know who does get it? All-Star Toyota. And by it, I mean whatever your vehicle questions may be. If you're looking to buy new, used, you want to rent, All-Star is there for you. Go see Malva Airline today, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, when T talks about the rentals, everything is available over there. If you need a sedan for a quick getaway, maybe a little weekend getaway, you can do it. If you need a full-size SUV, maybe you got a tournament with all the batting bags in the back, or maybe you got some volleyball equipment, whatever it might be, you can do that. If you need a truck for hauling, whatever it is. And remember, you can do it if you need it for 6 hours. 2-hour minimum on those rentals. So if you need it just for the day, you can do that as well. Check it out all online, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, We've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Service.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. Former LSU and current Auburn quarterback TJ Finley joins us. Hopefully, you'll join us as well. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Is that 1-to-1?
Is that apples to apples?
All right, I may have to give my podcast host Alex and Emil and
I don't know.
Dylan Sanders an
I was
apology
there
yesterday.
Flynn wasn't.
What'd I do?
Matt seems to think that he was throwing a K-Shot. Jake thinks it's still up in the air.
I'm just gonna ask him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him on Saturday. Hey, forget about this Auburn game.
Why would he?
Yeah, like
We've
you
got
have
a
to
debate.
settle it. Yeah, but why would he, right? I mean, like,
Never. Take that to the grave, buddy.
Yeah.
You would? You take it to the grave?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You just told.
No, you're right.
You just told.
10
that you're
years.
throwing
I think
it to.
10 plus years, it should be fine.
Yeah, he means like the metaphorical grave, like your college football career grave.
Sure.
Like when that's done, then you can talk about it
Okay.
later on. I really hope that I'm not wrong there, but it doesn't make me
know
feel
what?
right,
What did you think?
Well, I mean, I don't know. When I looked at it during the game, I didn't think I saw anything that was like
Well, let's just say-
obvious answer. And then me and Jake talked about it. He empowered me to make
Unless
feel like he definitely was doing
is
it. Cool.
better than Rodgers and Mahomes at no-look passes.
Oh,
He was
chill,
throwing it to
chill,
Boutte.
Chill.
Hey, no, Rodgers don't throw no look passes. Quit trying to add your boy into that group. All Mahomes.
Okay, the look off, whatever you want to call it.
Listen to the LSU football podcast. Great job. It's a look up. Yeah, Matt, you might not know this, but in quarterback play, you throw to a spot.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
Got it.
And
I don't think he does know that.
So
My gosh.
he threw it to a. See, that's probably what got you in trouble.
Yeah.
You used to throw it right at the guy a lot of times.
That's
You want
true.
to throw it to where
You got to
they're-
throw where he's going.
Thank you. You got to throw where he's going to be. A lot of geometry, a lot of angles and whatnot.
Got it. It's all about judging speed and angles.
Yep.
Hey, how about the Chargers quarterback, though?
Chargers quarterback's pretty good.
He's got a little.
I mean,
got a
this
little
looks
juice
like
to
a
it.
team that they could be. The Chargers, they look like they could have a lot of good press, a lot of good feedback, huge momentum, and losing the first round.
Yeah, they feel like a great 9-8, 10-7.
Now, they might be like
knocked out in the
10-7.
first round.
They could be like 12-5, 13-4, and losing the first round.
Been there before.
They ain't going 12-5
Yeah, and
or
getting beat by
13-4 in that AFC.
They
West.
could lose.
Says who?
It could be a number one seed. How many people in the playoffs this year for the NFL?
I don't even know anymore.
They could
93.
lose
7, 8.
They feel like they could lose to like a wild card Bengals team. First round.
7 teams in the playoffs. Thank you, Mario. Yeah,
7?
absolutely. Yeah, Joe Burrow.
Why don't make it all 30 in the playoffs?
Joe
Jeez.
Burrow is
Ridiculous.
better than Justin Herbert.
Ooh, here we go.
What are you two
Watch
looking
your film.
at?
You're the host. Keep talking.
Okay. Wait. So what film are you watching? Are you still breaking down that play? Or are we trying to still
we're going to another
adjudicate
counter
it?
run. We're
Oh,
talking
okay.
about
Jacob
running game
loves the counter.
Hey, the counter
Big counter
package
guy.
is the best
I love
package
being
that they
this
had
guy.
last game.
Yep.
It's a counter. I like
The
being
counter that set up
Everyone's
the.
just pumped that it's not zone, right?
Yeah. I mean, this team sucks.
Gap
blocking
scheme.
anything zone.
Somebody.
Gap scheme, please.
Yeah,
Like
this
all
team
gap
has
scheme.
to be okay.
But
Coach
it's
Joe.
perfect. It's perfect when you got mugging backers too. It's like you're gonna mug backers. I'm gonna pull people all day.
Every single week, Coach Joe has sat here and identified something that needed change offensively. They have changed it. This week, they talked about running more gap scheme. I expect more gap scheme.
Real
out of it.
quick, quickly, Matt, if I mess this up, just correct me.
Sure.
Like when I think, obviously, gap scheme, I'm trying to explain it the easiest. Like gap scheme, think power run. Power run is a gap to expand. So it's a gap. Like you aim for the A gap, and then if you have to expand to the B gap, whatever, that's what you do, depending on how the defense plays it. Obviously, with a zone, like you're running into a zone and you have a little bit more freedom of what your landmark is. And that's what we're talking about when we say gap scheme. Like a counter is a gap scheme. A lot of times as a running back, you're aiming for the B gap. And that's his, I think is
Also,
easy
I
as
mean,
we can
from
explain
the
it.
O-line perspective, I just always think about it as, well, obviously you have a gap, but maybe for the viewer, what it means more is like it sets you up with angles, right? Like if you're on the front side, you're just blocking down. It's very easy. All you have to do is crash down. You don't have to worry about
don't get
getting
beat
your
inside.
head. Yeah. I mean, you can still screw it up, but it's not like where you're trying to do a reach block and you got to worry about getting your head outside. This team is very bad technique-wise at zone blocking. Gap schemes are just generally friendlier for an O-line if you're athletic enough to pull, which Chase and Hines looked really good pulling last weekend.
Yeah,
so.
you're basically you're trying to create leverage, move momentum of the defensive line one way, pull guys to the other, and really hit for an aiming point. Like a zone, you're reaching, you're doing a lot of passing off, and the running backs literally just running to a zone and making a cut.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, he's reading like which way's it going. And every run looks a little bit different depending on which front it is. If you got mugging backers, if you got under, over, even defense, whatever it is, everything's going to look a little bit different. There's different rules to everything. But this is they're running the counter really well.
And the adjustment Mississippi State made within the game that I think LSU's got to be careful of, whenever Taylor ended up kind of in that wing position right off the tackle's hip, they started to play that backside safety away from the tight end. He immediately moved up to about 7 yards. Like as soon as he did it, he moved to 7 yards knowing that they counter action, and he started to make some of the plays because you're not counting for the safety being at that kind of depth.
They did do some nice things though, where they ran the counter into the counter or RPO. It was probably an RPO on both plays, just on one the safety bit, right? But then I loved
take that every time.
Out of that same counter package, they ran that wide receiver screen where everybody that was blocking back just kind of snuck out and just continued, and then all of a sudden you've got your front side O lineman leading the way for like a backside wide receiver screen. I really like that from a play design standpoint. So look, Jake Peets is finding his way. Okay, that's the bottom line. He was very green at the beginning of the season, first time ever calling plays. They have made drastic strategic changes each week that have paid huge dividends, right? Putting in more gap scheme, then getting rid of, the more diverse rushing attack, then getting rid of the look to the sideline stuff. Now you expect more gas, more building off of this counteraction. So, yeah, he's getting better and better.
And it's also a good thing for LSU that they showed they can handle zero. I know it wasn't blocked perfectly every time, but they scored 2 touchdowns. I know when the team had cover zero, that takes teams out of cover zero.
Yep.
And, it's not the worst defense to go against. I'll be honest. If you have a veteran offensive line, like 07, I remember one game, I think it was Louisiana Tech, they ran cover zero, like basically the entire game because that's what they felt like, and we handled it. It's like, you can do that. That's fine.
You run cover zero as a defense a lot when you know you're not as good as the other team.
Yeah, you're trying to punch up.
Yeah, you have a puncher's chance at this.
That's why the Raiders did a lot in the 2000s.
You create a lot. You create a really good play either way, for the offense or the defense, and that's the chance you have to be willing to take if you know you're not as good as the other team.
So there's this YouTube channel, Secret Base, that is one of the coolest sports YouTube channels out there. They just do fascinating things, and they're doing a 7-part history of the Atlanta Falcons. And when I tell you it is mind-blowing, it is mind-blowing. But
sounds boring.
They kind of talk about
sounds terrible.
They talk
Sounds
about
like it gets off to a fast start, but then comes back to earth.
I mean, look, all of that will be in there. All of that is in there. I'm not there yet. They're talking about early history, though. They talk about Glanville back in the day when he showed up as the coordinator for like 1 year in the NFL. The Falcons, I think they gave up like the least amount of points ever. And it's because they were just bringing 7 to 8 guys every single time. It was like the invention of cover zero. Glanville's just like, screw it. And nobody knew how to handle it.
Yep.
And so I think it was the Oilers that finally figured out, oh, wait, we just throw the ball deep. Yeah. They're one-on-one. And it works. Like we don't have to run the ball. We don't have to do these conservative
passes.
passes.
It's like the scene from Semi-Pro where they invent the alley-oop.
Yes, no, exactly.
What?
Like, what? We can do this? And then
foul. Two fouls.
Glanville's defense completely fell off afterwards, like the year after, because they figured it out.
Well, it's kind of like the invention of the West Coast offense back in the day with Joe Montana. It's like no one had ever seen anything like the West Coast offense. But it's now we look at it and it's like the most basic plays ever that they were running.
I didn't know that.
It's like basic. It's the foundation what everything was like derived from. And,
but it was original at the time.
It was new.
Yeah.
It was like it was a new offense.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, okay. We've gone long here. Let's go ahead and dive into. We'll start a little Would You Rather Wednesday.
Ooh.
For real though, that show's pretty awesome.
Okay, which would you rather be?
Now, what superpower would you rather have?
The question is, would you rather date the blind or the deaf?
Would you rather drown or be burned alive?
Would you rather be overpaid or underrated?
Rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
What do you even know about Kim McQuilkin? Kim McQuilkin, a man who played 6 years in the NFL, Matt, and threw 29 interceptions.
How many years?
To just 4 touchdowns. Made it 6 years in the league. Threw 29 picks to 4 touchdowns. He had 3 different seasons where he had an interception percentage over 10%. So literally over. He started some game. He started 7 games, played in 26 in his career. In his last year with Washington football team, he had a 25% incomplete or interception percentage. So 1 out of every 4 throws is
that cat from the Jets is like trying to get him, huh?
McQuilkin. He went on to be super successful in life. He had multiple games with a literal 0 passer rating.
I could do that.
Which apparently, if you stood there and you threw a ball out of bounds 20 times and went 0 of 20, you end up with a 32 passer rating. So you have to be actively bad.
Wow.
Shout out Kim McQuilkin. All right, would you rather play football in snow or play football in 100-degree weather? Good for you NFL guys
100-degree
here.
weather for sure.
Snow.
Oh my God.
1,000% snow.
Because you get to wear sleeves and you don't have to go sleeveless.
You don't wear sleeves because it's like y'all have some masculine complex. Like
it's
offensive
running
line
backs. It has nothing to do with being like tough guy. It's because the sleeves on the ball, you dum-dums.
Oh, well, it's
slippery.
They make them with the little grippers?
No, they don't.
Yeah,
those are terrible.
No, you're
do they really make them the little grippers?
Tough guy.
I do think it's a tough
I would have worn sleeves without question in Denver.
Definitely
you can't
offensive
because
line.
it makes it slippery.
Definitely like line and linebackers for sure. Like our offensive line coach in Green Bay wouldn't let the offensive line wear sleeves.
I know. Which if I was a backup, I'd probably
you can't wear them because of the ball.
Was it fun to put on those giant coats?
Yeah, it's great.
I always saw those
You put
look
on the
like
giant
fun.
coats, and like the bench is heated, so that has hot air going through the bench.
Oh, hell
and there's
yeah,
like
dude.
little foot slots and hand slots.
Like I was on the field during that cold, so I didn't get to sit on the heated bench and
Oh,
put
yeah,
on the
you
jacket.
play defense, bro? You play defense?
Special teams got to be ready.
You play defense?
War daddy.
Special teams got to be ready.
Get on your dot. T-Bob knows what I'm talking about.
By the way,
bro, I
so
tore my
if-
ACL. I gave it all up for special teams.
If it is
okay? I was
snowing,
covering the punt.
if it is snowing, it's not unbearable cold because it would if for whatever reason in Green Bay it stopped snowing if it was like under 10 degrees or under 15 degrees.
It was like even the clouds froze.
So like if it was snowing, it was
It felt
cool.
like time froze when that happened. I know exactly the feeling you're talking about.
It is, but so like
Oh, look
when-
at this dork.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. A little snowflake in
Snow.
my mouth.
Aaron, wait, where are you going along? Let's talk. Would you rather an air hockey puck to the knuckles or have a giant Jenga tower fall on you? Let's say you're laying on the ground face up when it falls on you.
I'll take it to the Nucks.
Is this like
Easily.
an air hockey question? I'm assuming.
Yeah, air hockey puck to the knuckles.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Air hockey was fun. I think I'd take the knuckle puck as well. Would you rather be in the Justice League or the Avengers?
Avengers.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, y'all answered it so confidently. Why?
Why would I not? They're much better than the Justice League.
Yeah, it's not like the Justice League has a base on the moon or anything. You're right. I mean, yeah, why would you want to
I
do
feel
that?
like the Batman costume in Justice League sucks.
The what?
The Batman costume.
I'd rather just go hang out with Tony Stark at his house.
The Batman costume's not
than
great.
be on the moon.
It's terrible.
I agree there. And I'm not even talking about movie Justice League here, I guess, because you're right. If it's movies, you're going to choose Avengers every time. Would you rather team up with Iron Man or Batman?
Iron Man.
Easily.
Iron Man.
No
sure.
question. Batman's a miserable, warped adult that hangs out with like 11-year-olds and put them in the life-threatening situations. There's a lot to unpack psychologically there.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Batman just did not.
And if Batman, you put Batman in a corner, he's just going to spy on everybody's cell phones.
Absolutely.
Back him in the
dude.
corner. He will do anything.
Absolutely.
Him and Morgan Freeman.
Big Brother. That's actually, that is also a big storyline back in the day where one of the main bad guys in DC for a while there was this giant computer program with satellites all over the world, and it was all Batman's fault. He had created this thing to spy on everyone. Yeah. Way to go, Batman. All right.
Good for him, though. He taught himself to be a superhero.
Would you rather? Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. His superhero power is
But
being
so did Iron Man, I guess.
super rich. Yeah. And
Iron Man, he can just like talk to his house, though.
It would be awesome to hang out with Tony Stark. He would just be like, hey, what do you want to drink? And you answer, and then he's like, hey, Jarvis. And then it just like rises out of the table that's next to you or something. Would you rather be woken by a cat jumping on your face or Lloyd Christmas, even though we're Lloyd Christmas making the most annoying noise in the world right in your ear?
Declawed, I go with the cat. Clawed, no.
Yeah, Lloyd Christmas.
If it's like an outdoor cat, Lloyd Christmas.
You don't mess with outdoor cats. It's like my homie Gerald.
I need to get me a couple then.
Yeah.
My homie Gerald's been holding
They
down for a
handle
minute.
actually a lot of like problems.
Yeah,
you know?
so we had a couple when we lived up in the country, and been seeing a few little rodents
Little
around
critters,
the house.
huh?
Now.
Really?
A few little critters, little buddies. So I'm thinking about getting a couple of cats.
I'm still taking care of
Outdoor
that pet
cats,
spider.
because I will not let a cat in my house.
And big old spiders holding
And
out.
outside.
Ever? I mean, litter boxes are pretty annoying, I guess.
I mean, if they're friendly enough. But the cats that we did have, we tried to get them in one time because it was raining really hard, and like we created a trail of treats into the house because we were going to let them in. 'Cause it was cold and rainy outside.
Yeah.
They wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah, they're survivalists.
They were outside.
They're survivalists. They're sticking out.
I got clawed.
Oh yeah, for sure you did.
Yep.
You get clawed by like your best friend at the cat, right, T-Bob? I mean,
Yeah. No, I mean, look, and I don't declaw
No,
my cats.
you
either.
can't take away their knife.
Nah.
No, you don't do that.
Nah, that's my homie.
Like
Gerald.
taking the gun out of John Wick's hand.
I've
Not
had
fair.
Gerald since 2009. I think he's about 13.
Gerald?
Yeah, that's my
I
cat.
think he's about. You can just do some.
Well, I mean, like I found it. No,
Yeah.
I'm saying no. I'm saying he was already an
Very
adult cat. He was already an adult cat. I found him on the street, so I don't know
Got it.
his origin age. When he was living on the streets of Baton Rouge, he was hustling catnip.
Yeah, what if he-
he
what if he has
he was
these-
in a bad place.
What if he has this incredible origin story?
He
like, you don't
does.
even
I'm
know
telling
about?
you, it was bad. It was bad. He was very high up in the illegal kitten trade. Like I said, slinging catnip daily, addicted to catnip. I helped him out of it, and he's still my homie to this day.
It's good.
Good for you.
All right, when we get back, let's continue with more Fluster off the bench.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Advanticlean, AdvantaClean.com, AdvantaClean.com. Fire damage, water damage, mold damage. You want to go to AdvantaClean. 369-5228 is the number that we want you to call. 369-5228. AdvantaClean is open 24/7, so you can call them whenever you need. Something goes wrong in the middle of the night, that's fine. They're going to come out there, they're going to fix it, and they're going to deal with the insurance company for you. Jake, how does that sound? Sounds great. Sounds like one call to solve it all.
And it truly is. And if you want to find out more information about AdvantaClean, you can go to their website, tbobgave.AdvantaClean.com. There you'll see all the different things that they can do for you, including if you have a business and you want to get it sanitized, you want to get it clean. Football season, the fall, Tiger Stadium's going to be packed. A lot of people are going to be in town. You can do that today. You can go ahead and set that up. Also, if you want to have a plan in place for your business, know they come and they do that as well. And that is a free service to you. That way, if something does happen, they know your business and they get you back open as soon as possible without missed days. AdvantaClean.com, AdvantaClean.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, Hunt and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
It's week 5 in the prep football season. We get you started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview. Catholic High and Lafayette Christian kick off at 7, immediately followed by a full 2 hours of the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, CST, and 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Bravo. The correct montage for the song.
Why don't we have montages anymore like we used to in 80s movies?
We have some.
Oh, give me I love an example to go watch.
Well, Creed 2.
Okay.
Watched that recently for the first time.
Kind of same.
But it's not the 80s. Oh, the new Paw Patrol movie, montage.
The dancing montage when they're going to Adventure City.
Chase on the case. He quits the Paw Patrol because he had a bad rescue. He had to find himself.
He did have to find it. Chase goes through some things.
Hey, I don't even.
I want to make the adult.
Don't envy him.
I want to make the adult Paw Patrol remake where Marshall uses it as an opportunity for a power grab, and he acts supportive publicly to Chase, but then he brings it in the back room. He's like, "Look at me. I am the alpha now. Okay, it's Marshall's time. This is my patrol."
What's the show on The Boys? The anti superhero, so the anti Paw Patrol, to see how messed up these puppies really are in real life.
That's exactly proving the satirical or dark side.
Yeah, they save kids, but then they chew their legs.
They're just sitting there, just
no, Chase, no.
Just ripping catnip and dog treats.
Okay.
I mean, how about old Rubble's my boy?
I was just saying, doing dog stuff.
Yeah, not
fighting people. And,
we were talking about.
Yeah, sniffing butts.
Not yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, they do that.
I have
Dogs
I have
do
a question
that.
if I don't ask right now, I'll forget, and I promise one of our loyal followers and listeners I would. Okay, so on the Manning broadcast of Monday Night Football, they talked about halftime adjustments and how they were really overrated because you don't have time to really make true adjustments during halftime. After you go use the restroom, you come back, maybe you get a swig of water, you put a turkey in, whatever
jelly,
it might be.
A banana.
Yeah. Well, you do that, and then you put a turkey in. They talked about those being really overrated. There's not a lot you can do, and some people were surprised by that. Wait a minute, I've always heard halftime adjustments, and they adjusted to. It's kind of factual. You really don't have time.
When you said turk, I thought you meant turkey sandwich.
Oh, sorry, no, like a turk.
Yeah,
a
liver.
Yeah.
It's a bowl.
Got it.
I don't know if I ever did that at halftime.
Oh, really?
Even in the throes of my love.
Oh, my first
of dip.
I'll tell. Gosh. All right.
Okay. Halftime adjustments.
Because I got a story about that too.
But turkey, but turk does sound like turkey sandwich, a short.
College, slang. You don't have a lot of time.
NFL, you have 12 minutes, right?
You have no time.
College, those bands got to do their thing.
They
so you
do.
have some time
about
to make
20 minutes. I remember doing halftime meetings, but it was never
you can't make these big adjustments.
No, it's never
adjustments
we got it. It's no, you just play better, and you adjust okay, they're doing this and we do this, and now we're gonna do it. It's not. Yeah, it's nothing groundbreaking.
We didn't see this on film. They're bringing strike blitz, Sam and strong safety. We've got to be. Here's how we're gonna handle it, and you might get that in. In the NFL, you don't have time to do any of it.
Yeah, so there's no drawing plays up in the dirt. It's even in the NFL, there is time. You have a meeting there, and you get together with your position coach, and you're like, all right, this and this and this didn't work. We're gonna go back to the counter scheme or the zone scheme.
Yeah.
Or hey, so and so tight end. When we call to jet and you see this protection, I want you to chip 45 or whatever it is. You can't say, all right, receivers, you're gonna run a dig, you're gonna run a corner, you're gonna check. You can't add plays, but you can make slight adjustments to. Hey, when we see 27 walking around on the right side, they're bringing it from the left. So if you forget 27, slide left, you can make protection adjustments.
It's adjustment to your rules. It's adjustment to your rules. It's I know we normally do this, but this is how they're combating it.
Changes.
So we're just going to do this.
Like Matt says, perfect way. You can't draw it up in the dirt.
Yeah.
During halftime, you can't install.
The romanticizing of halftime adjustments is completely overrated.
Yes.
Can you in Little League football draw it up in the dirt?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
they're too dumb to remember anything.
Just too young, not too dumb. Too young.
I'll say this: we got one
kind
play.
Of interchangeable.
We got one
youth
play.
and dumbness.
And
look
that's
at
all we
Danny.
got.
Yeah, we do.
And we can't
one
practice
play?
ever. Yeah, because we can't ever practice either.
Yeah,
because it keeps raining.
I put that on the offense coordinator, but
who needs practice
for a different conversation?
What y'all's one play? The crossbuck.
So I want us to get real. Okay, I'm gonna reference.
As we know, people out there,
they're listening.
They're listening.
That's right. Well,
you literally put the tape out there of Memphis scoring.
That's a good point too.
Did you get an all 22, or did you just get a tight shot?
It wasn't the end zone copy though.
Thank you.
You're right. My bad.
Yeah. I'm going to reference the semi-pro for the second time. The puke play they run in semi-pro where they run this play.
I did not expect this morning.
And they were like, we're going to run this until we're so tired we puke, because when the game's on the line, we're going to call the puke play and you're going to know exactly where to go. Like, we want to run the same play over and over and over so we're good at it.
Yeah. So that's y'all. So y'all are doing the Remember the Titans thing.
Yeah. In November, when the game's on the line, we're running the puke play.
Hell yeah. So y'all like, it's like what, and then Remember the Titans, they got like 6 plays? We're like, we're going to run them to perfection, coach.
Bingo. That's right.
You're overcooking my grits, coach.
Yeah. Because,
Ryan
fast
Gosling,
forward,
liability at corner.
The second grade Hokies might have too many ball plays in, Got to take it back a little bit.
Shots fired.
No, that's me.
The bow.
I'm the coordinator. I'm saying I've got too many plays. I got to bring
Classic
it back.
over complexity.
Yeah.
Tale as old as time.
Lot
Who
of
are you, Matt
formations.
Canada? Chill out, bro.
Yeah, shifts in motions, dude.
Nah,
Relax.
not a lot of shifts.
Oh God.
No, even worse. You're like Jimbo. You're just, nobody can keep up with what you're trying to tell them to do. And even though you're supposed to be this quarterback whisperer, your offense is just garbage. I don't know. I always just heard that Jimbo for a lot of college quarterbacks was hard to
If only you had one to ask.
Yeah, I know. But Matt ended up making the NFL, so if anybody's suited to handling that workload, it would
Matt
be
made
him.
the NFL. Jamarcus, Christian Ponder, EJ Manuel.
What's the
Jameis
rumor out there
Winston.
that it's too complicated?
Well, that Jimbo just ran a pretty complicated, just a pretty pro style complicated
it's more
scheme.
of a pro style, but I wouldn't call it comp. Now you have teams that are obviously the verbiage is different. I wouldn't call it.
My mindset's so skewed. I guess as a college
the
kid,
NFL
everything's
taught you-
complicated.
the
but
NFL
like,
just
looking back on it, it's like simple.
35 pin Indy.
35. Couldn't get any more simple.
You go way beyond. Even
razor rub. Hated it.
My perspective on all that NFL, like the mental jump, is always interesting because I felt like I learned more in 4 months of trying to make the NFL than I learned in 5 years of college.
2,000%.
Which is like really disappointing and weird that was the case.
Yeah.
Like, why did you not learn more in college?
Was it pass protection the one that got you?
It was just pass
For me,
protection.
pass protection was it.
Yes, the running game was the same. The running game was the same.
Point.
But like, I learned more about pass pro in 4 months than years.
But
5 years.
that goes to show you that you learn more from peers than you do from coaches a lot of the time.
That's a
and when
great
you're
point.
in the NFL, you're around people and mimicking what people do, not what people tell you.
Yeah, that's wow. Oh, geez. Very insightful this morning, Monsieur Flynn. All right, when we get back, let's close out this hour of flustering.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, go to the App Store today and download the DraftKings app. Remember, Thursday Night Football is tomorrow night. You get a chance to, maybe pick Joey B, put him in that captain slot.
Hell yeah.
But also, if you're waiting for that, you can play Major League Baseball tonight. On
I
Friday,
cannot get the captain slot
there is
right.
I'll get you there. On Friday, there is a college football game that we talked about, Iowa, Maryland. You can play that game Saturday, Sunday, full slate. So my point is, every single day, you can create a winning lineup. And if you don't, you just cut it. The next day, you go to a different lineup because you don't have season-long lineups with DraftKings. It's one of my favorite parts, Steve.
Can I make Tyler Shelvin my captain?
No, you can only pick defense overall.
Well, that shouldn't stop you from downloading DraftKings because if you use the promo code Baton Rouge, all one word, you'll be entered to win, you guessed it, millions of dollars in prizes. Download DraftKings, promo code Baton Rouge, free opportunities to win millions of dollars in prizes.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Introducing Vizzy Lemonade, the only lemonade hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. It just hits different. All new Vizzy Lemonade. Step up your seltzer game.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts.
Wednesday's Hunting Hill coming at you. We'll go to the Plains of Auburn to see what's going on with Brian Harson's program. And we'll also hear from Ed Ogeron on the SEC Coaches Teleconference. That's all Wednesday, noon to 2. Hunting Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Flustery. Breaking down some film, looking at the counter action, little LSU, Mississippi State. Obviously, that was LSU's most successful kind of play tree last game, and you know Auburn's going to prepare for it, so I'm excited to see what wrinkles LSU puts in.
I've only seen 3 plays on film here, and love where our offense is headed.
Yeah,
love it.
Counter. Just make a full counter offense.
Auburn's going to play a different, obviously, style than State did. You're going to see a defensive tackle lined up on Liam Shanahan, I think, most of the game. I think they're going to try to test him a little bit. You're going to see some guys in wide nines also to try to make you force you back into the box with that zero nose and with. I mean, they're going to run a lot of different fronts. They're not exclusively like a 3-4 defense.
Wide nines sounds like we need to chip them, baby. Chip them.
A little dozen ribs.
Jack Besh had that nice couple weeks ago, nice little chip RPO where he ends up getting a big first down, a little chip and release. Was it an RPO? I can't remember. I just remember he had a nice chip on the D and then released and turned around. Imagine that.
You know my
just
favorite
turn around
run play
and you're there for the quarterback.
The prettiest run play in the world.
Fullback belly.
Power.
A trap. Good old-fashioned
traps
trap
are good.
play.
I was just wondering where the traps are. Like if they're going to
Blindside,
force you back inside, that's gap scheme. Good trap.
You just like pass
They
a
have it in.
defensive
They run
lineman,
it.
defensive tackle. You just pass him up, and he's like, "What's happening?" And then just gets
Boom.
blindsided.
It's like ear hold out of
I don't know
nowhere.
why, but when you said that, I thought of Big Fave going, "Oh man, I'm in the backfield."
Oh, dude, my biggest tap, bam!
The worst part is when you run against one of those real beasts, and they are quick enough, and maybe you're too slow or something, and you somehow miss the trap, and they are in the backfield.
So it's not good. That's not a good feeling. As good as them.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling. All right. Okay. If
Aaron Donald never been trapped in his life.
I'm gonna offer you a group of 4. One has to go. Empire Strikes Back, Matrix, Avengers Endgame, The Dark Knight. Empire Strikes Back, Matrix, Avengers Endgame, Dark Knight. Around the room, who goes? Danny.
Endgame, not even close.
Yeah, I agree with you, Danny. Not even close. It's Endgame. Avengers Endgame for sure.
Has to go?
Has to go.
Lost your mind.
I'm keeping Empire Strikes Back. I'm keeping Matrix. I'm keeping Dark Knight. Those are 3 cinematic masterpieces.
I think I agree with you. They could paint the picture where you got what happened in Endgame. There's like 50 movies.
That's a great point.
They could make flashbacks.
What are you doing, Jake? Are you gonna say Empire?
No, Matrix.
We're gonna fight.
And I love the Matrix. I love all of them. Love them all.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, but I have like me and my boys watching Avengers, like growing, like watching them all together.
That's
like
cool.
there's a
I get
special
that.
place
Very
for me
nostalgic.
for those movies. Maybe you know.
No doubt.
I told my son when he's 8 years old we can watch all the Star Wars. So
yeah,
it's future nostalgia for me.
My favorite of those is the Dark Knight, though.
Yeah, it's just good, man.
Dark Knight's fantastic.
Good. I don't know if I'm agreeing with that as a favorite of that.
Drink My High, drinkmyhigh.com.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to GoTrosOutdoorPower.com.
After you're mowing,
Also-
drink My High.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You go get your hustler equipment from GoTros. And, your term rowers, whatever. And what you're going to get are some few advantages you're not going to get with any other dealership here in Louisiana. You get pickup and drop-off delivery service. You get full access to the service department, the parts department. You'll be supporting local family-owned business as well. It's a theme here. We love local family-owned business. It's exactly what GoTros has been for 18 years now, y'all. GoTrosOutdoorPower.com.
All right, so as we've told y'all, they are the #1 hustler dealer in the state of Louisiana, right? And no matter where you're listening to us, in North Louisiana, here in South Louisiana, you need to check out GoTro's Outdoor Power for all the hustler equipment that they do have. The drive is worth it. Remember, they also have delivery options in the state of Louisiana. You're going to get great deals right now on the Hustler ZTR. That's starting at $26.99. Check out those deals at GoTrosOutdoorPower.com.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning, everybody. It's 9 a.m. on Wednesday, September 29th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 81. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, including Billy Napier and Matt Flynn, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Remember, you can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or by subscribing to our YouTube channel for new content every day. You can also check us out on CST. OTB, OT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. Starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Danny hanging out with you today. The LSU Football Podcast, great job. Now the 7th ranked LSU Football Podcast on some list.
Oh, who's in front?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Who the hell are the other 6 pods in front? I don't know.
Is Hey Fighting Podcast on that list?
Probably, yes.
And Cody?
That would make sense.
All right.
That would make sense.
All right.
Yeah, having the institution of having the weight of a full institution behind you probably, doesn't hurt there.
So now we're keeping up with salary cap numbers.
No, I'm just observing things.
That's weird.
Just observing things, how they go. I don't know. I'm gonna look at this full list. It looks like, oh my God, what the hell? So they got the Locked On #1. That's Moscona's. Then they got the Hold That Podcast #2. That was my podcast.
That was your podcast.
It even still has me in the bio write up for it on FeedSpot. It says Brody Miller and T-Bob Aber, blah 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 blah. Oh man, damn you, Chris Branch. Then Hey Fighting Podcast at 3.
Hey, there we go.
Then Tiger Pride. Shout out. I don't know who that is. Then Tough Tiger. TUFF.
All right, Tough.
Count Time. Count Time podcast feeds LD Azobra, formerly Lyman White, formerly of the LSU Tigers and Atlanta Falcons. We are here to restore accountability, peace, and reconciliation back to the community by resurrecting those who are civilly dead by awakening the mind. What the hell? The purpose of this program is to bring clarity and illumination to a confused world. I don't think Count Time's an LSU football podcast. If I'm just being honest, I don't know, FeedSpot, that they should be ranked ahead of us. So we're ranked 7 now, and there's only 8 on the list. Damn it.
But you're not 8, and you're on the list.
Well, I'm on the list twice. Okay, it should be.
It's true.
But that's fine. That's fine.
True.
We had to start over.
Most of those are not daily. So the one that's top is daily, right?
That is true. That is true.
Okay, so the numbers are different there.
That is an advantage, for sure of that. Still, fast up and comers. LSU Football Podcast, great job. And it really is some of the weirdest college football stuff that we do. It's very inspired by I Think You Should Leave. If you're into that, I think you would like the pod. All right, though, even though I hate it. I got in a big argument because I was being a Max defender this last episode, and I think, I kind of went, because we had talked about it, I went to bat that he was actually throwing to Cole Taylor, and now I'm going to have to eat
Just
crow on that.
because Mr. Mahai comes in here with his fanny pack and tells you different, that doesn't mean you have to believe
his
him.
fanny pack and his
We're going
backwards
to
hat.
get to the source. I'm just going to ask him.
Kim McQuilkin. Yes, please. Please.
Hey,
I agree.
Hey, come on. And then you don't have to share it, because I know sometimes you have a problem with things that are said off air. You bring them to light. You don't have to share it. You'll just know within your heart of hearts if you were right or wrong.
Dr. Shin, seriously, team up to Flynn have a fanny pack over his shoulders? Definitely now some alpha move, especially on camera. Yeah, Flynn, in lieu of going to Rejuve-Me, he's trying to stay young by wearing a fanny pack over his shoulder. I don't know.
It's like a 90s style fanny pack.
Well, no, but it's what the kids do nowadays, though, right,
for
Danny?
sure,
Like, if you're wearing a fanny pack.
I bet Danny wears one.
I bet you Jackson wears a fanny pack like that.
No.
He doesn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
I definitely don't wear a fanny pack like that.
You wear like a
No,
Louis?
I definitely seen younger kids do it. Though.
Yeah. Danny would definitely rock a Supreme fanny pack like that if he had
I
one.
don't have any Supreme
with a
anything.
Balenciaga Fortnite shirt.
No.
And yeah, that's Danny right there.
Not me at all.
The Dilly bump is a real thing, by the way. Shout out to our guy Dylan Sanders, young, precocious journalist for the Daily Reveille, who I had on the pod to yell at and debase. A lot of fun, for sure.
Did y'all already record this week's episode?
Yeah, so we do it Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the Tuesdays one's weird because it's like 2 days before then we would do another one. But whatever, it's up right now, so go check it out.
Yeah, we recorded yesterday as well. I think ours might be up a little bit later today. We had CNBC's Shepard Smith on pre-gaming the SEC. Noted Ole Miss fan. Ole Miss, don't know if you know this, they have a pretty big game this week against number 1 Alabama.
Okay.
He had the Beat Bama shirt on. In New York City, you probably don't see a lot of Beat Bamas. I think Mincy and Shepard Smith probably the only ones wearing those right now.
Yeah.
But they're fired up. It's a fan base that thinks they have a real opportunity on the road to take down the number 1 team, Alabama.
Okay, I'm looking for I must have accidentally closed the document. Boys, I put the Wilbon video in here somewhere since we just perfectly transitioned to LSU Alabama. Danny Amaro, can you get the Wilbon video ready to roll with sound? It's at 9:15. Look at the 9:15 section of the document here. Did you see this on PTI yesterday? Mike Wilbon kind of went in on Lane Kiffin.
I was
pretty hard.
After he went in on Coach, I was kind of done.
And so Wilbon went in on Kiffin, and then Kiffin responded.
Of course he did.
On Twitter today, and it's pretty fantastic. Also, I'm shocked at the number, y'all, that would be willing to get rid of the Matrix. I mean, bro, you got to remember back to 1999, what it was like. And for all the talk of like, oh, but Avengers is the end of this 22 epic masterpiece. That's all well and good. That's fair. But like, it was movies like The Matrix that paved the way for that sort of nerd.
Oh, I've noticed that there's like a bunch of terrible movie takes daily in the chat, so I don't even bother.
Hey, guys,
I don't even bother
so y'all
paying attention.
gatekeeping like movie takes, like it's what
They're
you
all
like.
so
I
bad.
love
Nope.
the Avengers movies.
No, my opinions are facts. Your opinions are wrong. That's how I feel about most things.
That's factual, so I can't argue that.
Exactly.
That's exactly how
there you
you're
go.
that person. And it gets worse and worse with the company you keep.
Wow, I can't imagine who you're alluding to.
There's a big change in your life the last 3-4 weeks.
Oh my God.
I'm not the only one that's noticed.
Oh my God. I think there's a big change in your life the last 3 or 4 weeks. Now you're hanging out with Cody Worsham all the time. You're breaking down film all the time. You're up here calling LSU games on the actual radio broadcast, doing all your national shows. Oh, I got so many national shows to do. Okay. We get it, guy. Okay. Oh, another football season. Everybody wants to talk to me just about everything. Okay. We get it. I'm out here trying to grind multiple LSU football podcasts. Okay. I'm trying to get up on that feed spot chart so I can overcome Clear Mind with my boy LD, awakening the masses.
And if you want to catch me from 12 to 3 on College Sports Today on Sirius XM, you can do that. And also 3 to 5 on the SEC channel today
here we
as well.
Go. Freaking exactly. Do we have that video ready to roll? All right, let's go. So here is Mike Wilbon on Lane Kiffin going in against Alabama.
Mississippi because of Lane Kiffin. The answer is Alabama because of Lane Kiffin. There's nothing to be proud of if you're a college footballer or any other sport but Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's a clown. Lane Kiffin has been an embarrassment at multiple stops. I mean, nobody's going to run out there and say, yeah, I want Lane Kiffin right here on the logo representing me. The answer's Alabama, Tony. Lane Kiffin's a cute little story for guys like us who have to talk about sports every day, and we can come in Monday and say, ha, 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 Lane Kiffin. Once again, Lane Kiffin equals embarrassment at some point wherever he is. Alabama.
Well, he hasn't been at all.
Yeah. I was telling Mario and Dana.
Tell him why you mad. My goodness.
I do think partially some of this is because those guys, they have to talk about everything. And so, like, I don't think they're always – like, how much does Wilbon actually think about Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss? Like, does he even realize the kind of almost coaching rehab that he's been in, going to FAU and everything? Like, I don't know. So, I mean, I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt there. But, yeah, he went hard. He went pretty hard. And it's kind of funny because at a time that was the view of Lane Kiffin. But as I said, since the kind of rehabilitation tour that took him through Florida to Ole Miss, I don't feel like people feel that way anymore.
No, I don't either. And, I mean, you could go back to his time as the head coach of the Raiders and the way that the Tennessee played out. And he was always going to take the USC job, always. Like, so him leaving there wasn't a surprise. Then he gets fired right there on the tarmac, and I get that part of it. But like you said, then he goes and becomes an offensive coordinator. He is successful at FAU, parlays that into an Ole Miss job. And now this Ole Miss team's a top 12 team in the country with a chance to go upset the number 1 team on the road. So I don't know that a lot of people, in fact, I don't know anybody else that has kind of that opinion still.
Lane kind of maybe didn't start, but he feels like one of the first ones to go to the Saban School of Rehab, where your career crashes, you go there, you kind of, you get to coach the best players so that everything you do looks really good, and then you go and get jobs elsewhere. Okay, but it looks like, Dan, if you want to bring these tweets up, it looks like he may have gotten a Lane a little bit here, Jake. Because, Lane's normally pretty magnanimous, right? And it's just kind of like, whatever, or kind of will highlight something with like crying emojis. So Lane then quote tweets the video, says, "So mad, geez, I'll pray for you. Life is too short to be so angry," at PTI. He then responds to that and says, "And way to go out on a limb and pick the number 1 team in the country at home who is a huge favorite. How long did you watch film to come up with that surprise pick? Really newsworthy, Captain Obvious, crying emoji, or no, clown emoji, or no, crying emoji."
Because he called him a clown, yeah.
So, it's not a clown, it's a crying emoji. But either way, you get the point. So he did get to Lane a little bit, though. But Lane's not wrong. I mean, for all the talk of Ole Miss versus Alabama, it is kind of interesting in that you were talking about 2 teams that are still operating out of fundamentally different starting places. I mean, if Ole Miss really does pull off this upset, then Kiffin deserves all the credit in the world because Ole Miss players are not nearly as good as what Alabama's bringing to bear.
Not when you go 1 through 80. No, I mean. Not even when you go 1 through 40.
What about 1 through 22? I'm starting 22. I mean, defense to defense.
No,
defense
to defense.
Sure, but like defense to defense.
Yeah, I mean, Ely is going to play on any team in the SEC. I think Matt Corral can play on any team in the SEC. I think Drummond can play on any team in the SEC and be a starter. Hell, I think Snoop Connor probably starts at half the SEC schools. He's the 3rd back for Ole Miss. But yeah, to your point, it's the depth that we're talking about. It's not like the 1 through 10. 1 through 10, you got some interesting matchups there. It's when you start getting into certainly after the first 22, then it favors Alabama in a big way.
Yeah. So, okay, so then let's continue to talk about the SEC a little bit. We got to the preview bit earlier, but we spent so much time on Georgia, Arkansas. We did not get into Ole Miss, Alabama. How you feeling?
So the number is a big one. We obviously know that.
Little preview of Jake's national show coming up later today. How you feeling, Ole Miss, Alabama?
See, those are things you normally wouldn't have done.
No,
before.
This is like Rambo. You drew first blood here. You drew first blood. This is a.
Did I though?
This is a countermeasure. But yeah, for real though, what do you think about Ole Miss, Alabama?
So it's a big number, 14.5. Ole Miss to me has to feel disrespected at that number, and I'm not saying Alabama's not the better football team overall. Alabama. Is undefeated. They've beaten 2 ranked teams already in Miami, who I don't think should be ranked. But then the Florida Gators, Ole Miss has not had that competition yet. But Ole Miss, to me, knows Alabama better than any other school because of Lane being in that meeting room with Nick. When Nick comes in, man, I hate when offenses do A, B, and C against me. Mm-hmm. And he knew that last year in last year's game. Like, he was taking notes when he was in those team meetings. Now, can Alabama counter that this year? I can't see Alabama. This is going to be wild to put out there into the earth. I don't know if Alabama can stop Ole Miss's rushing attack. Because a lot of people, and I've said it for the last couple of weeks, and I think a lot of people understand it now, it's not Ole Miss throwing the football where they rack up all these points. They are very balanced. Like, Matt Corral doesn't have 1,000 yards passing on the year. Like, Max Johnson has much more than he does.
Yeah.
He has 900 and some change. They can run the football, and they can run it with 4 people. I mentioned Ely, Parrish Jr., Matt Corral himself can run the ball. Snoop Connor can run the football. They've also got John Rice Plumlee playing receiver. He's got a bunch of rushing attempts as well. Florida big boyed Alabama, and they ran the football for 250 yards, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was like one of the whatever. It's very rare that happens.
And Florida couldn't go to the passing game to set up the run. They just ran. That's what they did. Ole Miss can set it up. Ole Miss is going to have success offensively. They're going to score points. Can their improved defense stop Alabama at all? That's going to be the question. Last year, the stat that kept floating out there, what was it? If Ole Miss didn't put a defense on the field, like nobody, just on air, Alabama would have only had 40 less yards.
Yeah.
Because they only stopped them that many times. I think it was 2 series that they stopped them.
Yeah.
So they basically played on air last year. Okay, can you get enough stops to win the game? That's the whole breakdown.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, last year's Alabama offense was also completely insane and a huge outlier, and this year's offense is not that offense. The things I hate for Ole Miss here, Jake, Saban got his wake-up call, right? He got his wake-up call that he needed. The 31-29 game against Florida. He now gets to rightfully say, right? He doesn't even have to go out of his way. He gets to rightfully be like, oh, you think you're bad? What happened to that 21-3 lead? Like, blah, blah, like, this is exactly what happens when you let up. And the other thing, I keep talking about this, Ole Miss, sexy new hot guy on the block. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves his cool style and his flip-flops, and everybody wants to sleep with him. But, like, you don't really know him. You don't really know him, okay? I mean, what have we seen from Ole Miss? Who have they really beat this year? Louisville? Austin Peay? Tulane?
Don't say Tulane.
Like, are we really given that much credit though for those 3 dubs? Yeah. I mean, me and you preseason were Ole Miss doubters. So now you're buying into the abs and the cargo shorts and the cool frayed hat?
We have 7.5. We had over. Both of us did on Ole Miss's win total.
Yeah, but I thought that was like a function of schedule. I thought that we were both kind of the mind that we weren't maybe necessarily buying into the Ole Miss.
I mean, this will tell us. Have I said Ole Miss is going to win the game outright? No, I think they cover the spread.
You do take them to cover?
14.5 points. I think just a major line, and I think that Ole Miss is going to have offensive success every time they touch the football. Like, I feel like it can be that type of game for them because they attack Alabama's defense knowing what gives them fits.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. But then you get into like the thing, well, okay, but Nick knows that he knows that he knows. So it's does it balance out there? I'm not sure.
So you think Alabama routes Ole Miss?
No,
because
no,
if they cover the spread, that's almost a route in itself.
Yeah,
14
I
and a half.
am. No, I am. I don't know. On this Wednesday, as we're talking about now, I honestly don't know where my head's at. I think the one thought in my head is just that I do think it's a little interesting how people are acting like Ole Miss is this very proven commodity.
Right.
Given the
I
wins.
get that. I do get that. I think Louisville's probably better than we thought after playing Ole Miss.
Okay. Are they?
I
haven't paid attention to
I don't think
Louisville.
they've lost a game since then.
Okay.
They've won 3 in a row.
Good Cardinals.
Yeah, Austin Peay and Tulane. I thought the Tulane thing against Oklahoma meant something. Turns out Oklahoma's not that good.
Yeah, that's fair. So we'll learn. Well, you gonna learn today.
Who do you want to win this game, T?
Who do I want to win?
Yeah, if you're looking at this from an LSU lens and you think this sets up LSU in a better way, who do you think it behooves to win this game?
I'm at war with myself because one thing I love more than anything in this world are salty, sad Alabama tears. And I literally get sustenance. I gain life off of listening to Alabama football fans complain when something doesn't go their way. That said, there's something to be said for if you're already the status quo, right? If you're already the big dog, let them continue to be the big dog. What if Ole Miss all of a sudden, if they do win, then Ole Miss is suddenly, they are that hot guy in the street. And who are you? You're kind of starting to lag behind a bit more. I'll think about it during break, and I'll have you a better answer on the other side of this. Coming up next, we continue to look at the SEC weekend, the NFL weekend, and I got some more interesting numbers. My favorite article of each week, 19 most interesting numbers. That's college football is back. Keep it locked here on OTB.
OTB, OT.
Go to, Jake, where should people go? Do you know? Go Roof. GEAUXroof.com, GEAUXroof.com. Go to Go Roof, 927-8300, 927-8300 for all your roofing needs, man. Look, they spell GEAUX because they're from here, okay? And the bottom line, they just want here, the community. They want our local roofing situations taken care of. That's why they offer you a free professional estimate. So you call them 927-8300, hit them with the roofs up. They come out there for free, look at your home, let you know exactly where things stand, and then the work begins. And everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. And then after it's done, a 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. So any roofing issues, support OTB, support Go Roof, GEAUX 92 or GEAUXroof.com, 927-8300. When you work a Go Roof, you're going to get a beautiful new roof every shingle time.
We opened up the play. ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law offices of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar.
Coming up on a Wednesday edition of Early Line, we talk Ole Miss, Alabama with our favorite Rebel alum, Ben Mintz of Barstool Sports. Plus, Tyler Moody of the Demon Sports Network joins us for some MLB picks. Join us at 2 p.m., 104.5 ESPN. 2021 has come with its fair share of challenges, but 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Citizens Bank and Trust want to make things a little easier on your budget by making your groceries for an entire year a $4,800 value. And even if you don't win the grand prize, we're awarding second chance prizes of $150 gift cards to High Neighbor Supermarkets. It's the free groceries for a year sweepstakes powered by Citizens Bank and Trust, High Neighbor, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Register now at 1045ESPN.com.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Screw the Hold That podcast, dude. Bunch of bums. Brody Miller and Chris Branch think they're tight.
Your mood changed ever since you found that out.
Yeah. Salty boys. Just call me Salty Bob
okay.
Squarepants.
It's okay. Hey, you're not in the medal count right now, but you can be. With some hard work and dedication.
I was listening to a podcast with a former women's world champion in chess, Alexandra Kovalchuk. It doesn't matter, right? But she was talking about that a little bit. Like, it's so weird how we treat some of these competitions at the time. Like, what if you're a world-class sprinter, but you consistently finish 7th or 8th? Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
You're one of the 10 fastest people in the entire world. But to all of us outside observers, you're not even worth mentioning.
Right.
Like, you're not even worth us knowing your name. And yet you are one of the 10 best people in the entire world at what you do.
It's like when Benny Brazil came and sat in with us. Remember, he finished, I think, 7th in the hurdles in the Olympics in the final heat. Like, not like in a qualifier, in the final heat there at the Olympics. And he was kind of like, yeah, whatever, I finished 7th. I was like, dude, you're the 7th fastest person in the world in your event.
It's insane.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm just out here trying to be the 7th best LSU podcast. Trying to catch
you
up.
are.
Yeah, that's right. We're trying to be number 1. I can't get over number 6 then. Okay, so rest of the SEC slate over the weekend. What are we looking at? You got what do you got, Jake? Do you have it pulled up? I accidentally think I closed my.
Yeah, obviously the two browser headliners are going to be the Georgia and Arkansas, and then the Alabama and the Ole Miss game. I think the LSU Auburn game probably falls somewhere maybe at number 3 as far as what can happen and what direction both teams can take in the SEC. So that one obviously is a little interesting. Obviously, I'm going to be paying attention to Florida and Kentucky. Florida travels to Lexington. Lexington gets LSU at home. So back-to-back home games for the Wildcats. We'll be able to tell exactly where they're at. I think their over-under was at 7 before the season. They've started 4-0. They've looked up and down. Obviously, like the UT Chattanooga game is on your brain.
UT Chattanooga.
And then they go out there and they beat Mizzou. They beat South Carolina last week, although it was a little clunky. Like, Will Levis probably trying to do too much. Did they just say, hey, Will, we just need you to make a play when we ask you to make a play and not try to force things, because they're so talented at running back and on the offensive line. So that's probably a game, actually, that I'll be paying attention to the most as far as watching schemes and probably taking notes just to try to get a head start on next week.
Not Kavasier Smoke, but their other running back, Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez. That was Charles. Chris Rodriguez. Power move. No gloves for your boy. Did you rock gloves back in the day?
I did. He's not wearing gloves because he had a fumbling issue against Missouri.
What?
Yeah.
I cannot fathom not wearing gloves and playing football. It like once, like in high school, sure, it was whatever. But once you got those gloves on, I mean, you feel naked without there. It's like Vita Vea with the
finger
Bucks.
Guy in high school for a long time.
Okay, I mean that's a good look too, though. That is admittedly a pretty tough look. But it's like Vita Vea in the NFL, rocking no gloves in the trenches. That's just like base level intimidation. You see that guy, you know he's off a little bit in the head.
That's very true. And it's interesting that someone with fumbling issues decided to take the gloves off.
Yeah, like you're blaming the thing that legitimately, I mean, objectively makes your grip better. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. He's a stud running back, though. He's got the tape fingers.
He just wants to raw dog it. Just get that full
feeling.
feeling.
LSU fans, get to know Chris Rodriguez because you'll see a lot of him next week. He is one of the best running backs in the SEC.
Dude, I think I love primary colors, right? And man, I was thinking about these today. I love Kentucky's uniforms. That blue just pops. And then the other thing, you know me, I love medieval stuff. Does that not look the most like a knight's costume than any other uniform? Because the checkerboard. I mean, this guy could go compete in the joust, feast in the Lord's halls, and then sleep on the hay in the stables, and he would not look out of place.
My favorite Kentucky look is white lids, though.
See, I like the all blues. The all whites looked pretty good last week, but I'm a sucker for this look right here.
Another SEC game before we transition to Mississippi State traveling to College Station to take on Texas A&M.
Are we lucky enough where Texas A&M loses 2 in a row?
If they lose, if they do, I'm not saying they do, and I think they're a touchdown favorite right now. If they do lose that game, what is like TexAgs.com looking like? What's College Station? What's our guy Billy Lucci having to deal with if they lose that game?
I mean, even worse than what we're dealing with over here. That's for damn sure.
But
dude.
that's kind of my question, though. Like, it feels like it's just like automatic pass, and maybe it's because they haven't been there since the late 30s. You know, they haven't won a national title, so it's not like, hey, we got to do this. Although the expectation there is always through the roof, and it always will be because of the resources you put into there. But it's almost like. And Hunt Palmer would be much better to talk about this because he does deep sleuthing on Texas A&M message boards because he likes to see them in pain.
He was literally sitting on TexAgs for like an hour last week, I think. He said just with a beer, just enjoying it like a true sicko.
So he does. But if they lose this week, what's the narrative? I think they start to not turn on Jimbo because they're pot committed to say the least. But it's interesting.
I mean, that is a thing, right? You are committed over time. You haven't had the warping of the 2019. You're paying him $9 million a year. So, like, there is no, like, change needs to be made.
No.
But you're
not going to get anybody, I don't think, right now that's going to be better than Jim. I'm not saying.
No.
But the pressure and the narrative completely changes.
But, like, at a certain point with Jimbo, right? I mean, and last year was so good, and I know they got to be a bit upset that it was, like, pandemic year or whatever, because last year they really did follow through, right? They finished 9-1 and finished top 5 in the country. But outside of that, if you're bad this year, Jimbo's just recent college resume doesn't look good. Post-Natty, right? You ran a Florida State program into the ground. While you've definitely improved at Texas A&M, if you take a big step back, people don't allow for step backs in college football a lot of times. You maybe get one, right? That's what LSU's going through right now. They got the one free pass last year, and that's why there's all the pressure in the world on this year. This is feeling like a huge step back year for Jimbo.
Yeah, I mean, where the Florida State program was left, I think they played in the Independence Bowl that year, his last year there. They had to reschedule a game against Louisiana Monroe just to be bowl eligible because they had that long streak, which has since gone away. And that program is just never
feels like they're never
even
coming back.
Remotely got back. So he was 5-6 actually his last year at Florida State, 9-4, 8-5. Now last year was the 9-1 season there, but
that's what I'm saying, dude.
Like 4 losses, 5 losses, 6 losses, and then you have the 9-1 season.
If we're being objective, and you're to apply that to here, people, I mean, it wouldn't fly.
I wonder what it's like also. And look, I'm not trying to like find places that are in misery, but I'm always curious to what the narrative is when you're a team that's always been good in recent memory and you start to slide. Like Dabo's 3-3 in his last 6 games.
Yeah.
And they love Dabo in South Carolina. They should. I mean, Dabo went to multiple playoffs. He's won a national title. But I wonder what that conversation's like because it looks like this season could be a 5-loss season for Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, I think
even in a bad ACC team, I'm talking a
really bad. I know.
Like Boston College and Wake Forest are your undefeated teams.
Hey, Wake's having a good year.
Yeah, without Tim Duncan or Chris Paul.
Wake scored. I agree that those are the only Wake people that I know. But they've scored more points through 4 games than they ever have in school history before. So watch out for the Demon Deacons. Yeah, I mean, look, at Clemson, definite free pass there, right? You're definitely going to get rumblings and people upset and how's this happening, but it's not like, no, I don't think anybody's panicking in Clemson. They've been on such a run here lately. I mean, what? Trevor Lawrence never lost a regular season game, is that right?
Right.
In that factually
until he
correct?
got to Jacksonville.
Yeah, so like they're going to be, I think they'll be fine for this year. But again, next year, you're not good again. That's when things start to heat up nowadays at places like that. All right, last one on the docket. UConn Vanderbilt's fascinating in terms of just being horrible on horrible. Like somebody has to win. I think it'll be Vandy. It has to be.
Look,
if there's ever a chance.
UConn and Catholic Baton Rouge would be a hell of a contest. Yeah. Okay. UConn is awful. Vanderbilt is awful, but UConn's god awful.
And then number 22, Auburn.
All right.
And Baton Rouge.
Go take care of business, Vanderbilt. So glad they brought the uniforms back, by the way.
Shout out Clark Lee. He gets it. No, I don't really care about Clark Lee.
Whoa. He's a fullback.
I know.
Chill out.
I know. Just like Juice Chick. Juice Chick.
I think
Juice Chick?
How do you say his name? I don't think
pretty sure it's Usyk.
The J. Yeah, the J.
Juice Chick?
Like the J's not pronounced.
Like yogging. Okay, so if the J's on, but how do I do the last name? Juice Chick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why your mouth's so odd when you say it, but
I can't like form my mouth around the words, my tongue and my lips or something. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, you had some trouble yesterday too, a little stumble.
Looking forward to the football weekend. Combined the words into one. More OTB next.
OTB, OT.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. There on the website, you can find all the information on some bathroom remodels. If you've been interested, they'll come out, give you a consultation, tell you exactly where they would place everything, give you multiple options of what to choose from as far as like tile and countertops and toilets and showers, all those things, right?
Turlets.
They're going to do it. Turlets. Also, don't forget tankless water heaters. I'm telling you, they can install these things and they are worth it because we all know you're going to get home late from the ball field. You got to shower the kids. You got laundry going. You got dishes going. And sometimes you run out of hot water unless you have a tankless water heater. Central Plumbing can install that for you, T.
Yeah. Never run out of hot water again. Thanks to our friends over there at Central Plumbing. If you are do-it-yourselfer, you go to the Central Plumbing showroom, ask for D. Managing, holding it down for years and years now, get you any part that you need. But if you're like me, just go to centralplumbing.org, call 925-8552. Don't lift a finger and have your plumbing issues solved. centralplumbing.org, 925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from eTel Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. Former LSU and current Auburn quarterback TJ Finley joins us. Hopefully, you'll join us as well. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Have a brew and help your zoo. On October 1st, get ready to experience Brew at the Zoo 2021. Backed by popular demand, we're offering VIP tickets that include early access, express check-in, VIP zone, exclusive food and drinks. This flagship craft beer event boasts live music, ambassador animals, and food tastings from a multitude of scrumptious eateries. Hurry! Brew at the Zoo sells out every single year. Visit brzoobrew.org to get your tickets today.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back, OTB. Me and number 18 hanging out this morning while you all listening.
If you would have ended it,
I know
you were good.
I couldn't come up with anything at the end there.
It had a little Bee Gees feel to it. Like if the Bee Gees would have had a rap battle, like it kind of had that feel to it.
Kind of liking whatever little license-free beat this is there, Mario.
Not license-free.
Not license-free?
Everything in the playlist is not license-free.
Oh.
It's the playlist. Every song.
Mario's about to take credit.
Put some
for it,
respect on it.
Danny's gone full hipster.
Yes.
Would y'all lay off Danny? Like, why y'all attacking
No,
Danny?
he
You
just
and
told
Mario
me.
just gang up on
during
Danny.
the break.
Like Danny puts all this work in to do these amazing graphics.
Yes.
He gives the playlist to Mario to play, so you're in a good mood coming back from break. And we're just going to sit here and crap on him?
Let's go.
I want you to tell me if I'm wrong in saying that Danny's gone full hipster with the interaction
T-Bob's
that
talking
you
about
were.
something completely different. He's not even talking about.
You were
production.
outside of the room for this.
So I wasn't in here, so I don't know.
Exactly. So let me know if I'm being out of line here.
And now we're bringing off-air stuff on.
Jake brought some conversation earlier that was about sports, so it didn't really matter. But I meant to be like, oh, it's all fair, but like it wasn't really. But the seal's already been broken. So
yeah, so that made you so mad you can't remember what it was.
Well, no, it didn't even make me mad. It was like technically just something that we had discussed off air. So I was going to be like, oh, but Danny, you know that show Squid Game I keep talking about that everybody's talking about? It's like pacing to be Netflix like highest rated show or whatever. So Danny was like, hey, watch first episode. I really liked it. But then he was like, but I kind of don't like it because everybody
I didn't
likes
say
it right
I don't.
now.
No, I didn't say I
And he was
don't
like, yeah,
like it.
he was like,
I said I
I've
don't like
been-
the fact that
Everybody's
watching it.
Yeah, which is hipster.
Yeah.
Then going on to say that.
All right, I'm like hipster when it comes to like movies and TV shows, I guess.
You went through the true hipster process where you spoke on how, yeah, but I've always loved Korean cinema.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden everybody else is coming to the game. Now everybody's acting like they've loved Korean cinema. I've been here since day one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what every hipster in the world
Which
has gone
hipster is worse? The one that is like that, like he can't watch what's popular on TV or movies, or the one who has to find the most indie music that nobody else has ever heard in their life, and they have to be the first one to discover it, or they can't listen to it. I think it's the music part. I can't stand that person.
I mean, there's a lot of crossover in those
It's like,
two.
yeah, I've been on that dude since like 09, whatever.
Yeah, exactly, right? So and then once they get popular, they end up bailing a lot of times.
Like Christian Bale, yeah.
I mean, I think the people that I can't handle, though, are the ones who dislike something inherently because it's popular. Like, I think that's really dumb. I think a lot of times, yeah, sometimes popular stuff sucks. Like, popular country music is an anathema. It's horrible, in my opinion. All right, I know there's a lot of y'all out there that like it. But that's fine. But yeah, I mean, no, a lot of times popular stuff is popular because it's awesome. And Squid Game is an example of that. And if you're going to deny yourself that just because you feel the need to be unique or something or against the grain, yeah, I don't think that's, I don't think that's where I want to be.
I like the show. I only feel that way because it's Korean. Like
Yeah,
if
I
it's
know.
American, like I don't care.
Yes, you're an early adopter, like Gigatest is talking about. We get it. Very cool. You've been on Korean films, Danny. I saw The Devil Before You, Danny. Am I hanging it over your head? Which, by the way, really good movie.
Really good movie.
Really good movie.
Is it good?
Not to brag. It's kind of a famous Korean film, so you may not have seen it. But it's
but that's
pretty
the
great.
problem with you.
Okay?
If it's good, it's good. That's fine. I'm okay being a redneck, and I'm okay enjoying redneck movies and Joe Dirt. I'm gonna watch it if it comes on. I'm okay. I don't have to have that, and I can also enjoy great movies, right?
Yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
fine.
For sure. And that's why you should watch I Saw the Devil. It's kind of an underrated Korean film. Very good. Very good. Trust me. I know most people want to be into it, but I think you would. It's the other kind of backhanded way of saying that. Okay, forget the bed music, Mario. I don't need it. I got a couple crazy numbers from Vanini's 19 most interesting numbers of college football. 2 that I'm going to give you real quick. First off, 25 ranked teams, Jake, have lost in the first 4 weeks of the football season. That is the most in the AP poll era. That goes back to 1936. I mean, you had 5 last weekend alone. 6. A&M, Clemson, Iowa State, Wisconsin, UNC, Kansas State. Shout out to the underdogs. I don't know, is this like a weird COVID thing where we just completely misjudge these teams coming in? I'm not sure, but I did find that fascinating. Here's the bigger question. Does this number change this weekend? Alabama, well, this first part doesn't matter, but Alabama's won 100 consecutive games against unranked teams. Longest streak ever. That's crazy. Even crazier, they have not trailed in their previous 53 quarters of play. 53 quarters of football. What's 53 divided by 4? 13, right under 13. So you're talking about nearly 13 football games without trailing. That's the longest streak in the FBS since 1950. Does that change this weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Ole Miss will throw the early haymaker, but can it knock Alabama out?
Yeah.
That's the question.
I mean, streaks are made to be broken. Clemson's 36 unranked win streak was broken.
By the way,
NC State.
Clemson being ranked is a joke right now. They're 19 in the coaches poll and they're 25th in the AP poll. It's just because of who they are. And that's fine. I mean, a lot of times you earn the benefit of the doubt in those positions, but they're not the 19th best football team in the country. Georgia Tech had plenty of opportunities to beat them.
Georgia Tech having a sneaky good year this year. They played Clemson well. They got a big win last weekend. Who'd they beat up? They beat up somebody.
North Carolina.
Yeah, UNC. Yeah.
They have an ugly loss
to somebody. I think.
First week of the season.
Yeah, but you got to learn. LSU had an ugly loss too. Look at them now, about to beat Auburn's ass at Tiger Stadium Saturday night.
I mean, yeah, you can't lose that if you're LSU. Obviously, we know the standard here. I wouldn't call that against a ranked opponent an ugly loss.
Is UCLA still ranked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat Stanford over the weekend. Northern Illinois was the team that Georgia Tech lost to 22-21.
Yes, that's right. All right, when we get back, let's close out. Jay Allen saying this new era of college football is the reason for so many teams with losses. I don't know. I think it is maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the factors could be, but we're setting up for a potential 2007-esque playoff season, depending on how all this plays out. Like if Ole Miss beats Alabama, then the 07 madness is almost officially on.
But
it could get wild.
I'm completely okay with that because I am here for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fun.
If we get some of that.
Everybody remembers that 07 season fondly, not just LSU fans. Like, everybody does. Everybody had a chance. It was crazy. All right, let's close out the show next. You're on Off the Bench.
OTB, OT.
Go to Louisiana811.com today. There you will find all the information that we tell you about because you have to dial 811 in the state of Louisiana. And this is just residential, commercial, even if you're just doing it by yourself at the house or if you have a business and you're doing some renovations, whatever it might be, it's still the law for you. So they put it out there on Louisiana811.com and you have to follow it. Now, with that being said, it's the Louisiana Underground Utilities and Facilities Damage Prevention Law. With that being said, because it is the law, they make it incredibly easy for you. They take all the work and they come out and they mark clearly where you can and cannot put a shovel into the ground. Remember, you dial it 1 to 2 business days. They will be out there in Louisiana. Some of these buried lines are close to the surface, right? And you might only be a couple inches into the ground and you will strike one of these. They do this to keep you and those around you safe. So that's why it's a law and that's why they take all the work. Louisiana811.com. Call or click today. Dial 811 before you dig.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service...
It's week 5 in the prep football season. We get you started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview. Catholic High and Lafayette Christian kick off at 7, immediately followed by a full 2 hours of the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, CST, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
You all just got
Ted Lasso'd.
Rickrolled.
You hadn't seen this week's episode.
Is it still going on? Season 2?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
That's on you if you're not caught up. It's not on me.
This Rickroll brought to you by Accutemp. AccutempBR.com. All of your AC, heating, electrical needs. Go to Accutemp. Who's the only person cooler than Rick Astley? Accutemp. Or your house after you work with Accutemp.
Or hotter as well coming up. Hopefully, maybe when you turn that heater on.
That's right.
make sure that it's working at its peak performance.
Accutane will never give you up.
Nope.
Never let you down.
Nope. Or desert
They'll
you.
never run around and desert you.
Nope.
Ever. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole, Coors Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky, Citrus Sweet.
You're looking for an Ask the Bench that's not there.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on,
Hey, look,
man.
you only got a minute left, and you never gave us the answer to which team do you want to win, Ole Miss
Do
or
I
Alabama?
want to win?
Do you want to win this game? Do you want Ole Miss fans all up in their confidence levels and thinking they can beat anybody, and sad Bama fans, or do you want Bama to be the cyborg, take care of business?
I'm just going to stick my instinct. I want Ole Miss to win. I want sad Bama fans, and then LSU can embarrass Ole Miss later in the season, and that'll be even sweeter when they do.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right.
What about you?
Lock it in. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Ole Miss winning is not the end of the world. If you can find just a little bit of Alabama coming back to the pack like some other teams are this year, I think that is a better situation for you.
It's kind of a good one for tomorrow to explore. Who has more passing yards when it's all said and done, Jameis Winston or Max Johnson? John's actually on pace to have 1,000 more than Winston right now. More OTB tomorrow. We love y'all. Jake will be out over here.
OTB, OT.
Go to Ochsner.org, Ochsner.org. If there's one thing that I love more than sad Alabama fans, it's top-notch orthopedic care. I've always said this, okay? I've always said this, and so you can trust me when I tell you to go to Ochsner for any of your orthopedic needs that you may have. If you got like a knee, an ankle, a foot, a hand, whatever the case may be, something that's giving you trouble in your everyday life, you want to recapture that quality of life, Ochsner is there for you. I don't care if you're here in Baton Rouge or New Orleans, the facilities, the doctors, the therapists, everything. Top notch, the absolute best. Here's why the States Pelicans trust him. That's why colleges throughout the state trust him. That's why the LHSAA trusts him. That's why I trust him. Because I know that I can go in there, they can get me right, and do so, again, with the best possible pre-op experience, actual op experience, and post-op. And maybe there's no op at all. They always are working on developing cutting-edge techniques to get you right. Go to Ochsner.